Hello, hello. Hi, Soyu. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Oh, hello, Bunny. How are you doing? Good to see you guys. I have some coffee because I was really sleepy, so I made myself a latte to wake myself up so I can actually like stay up late. So yeah, Ace Attorney. We're gonna finish up the next to last case today and go into the last case. Or really, I think it's like an extension of this one we're doing right now. It's kind of weird. It seems like it's all coming to a head finally. All coffee's more delicious than corn. I mean, coffee does have life-giving properties. Corn is great. I mean, corn's a food, coffee's a drink. They can both be the best in their own categories. Hi, Hopeless Salaryman. How are you doing? Hello, hello. Oh, did the Sparky TTS not work? Sparky, I just tested it. Hold on, I'll restart it. I'll restart it just to make sure. Oh, that's good, right? It means you're building muscle. Alright, I have restarted Sparky. So hopefully it works. Let me check the audio. Should be okay. Let's try.
Pog online poggers.
Alright, it's working. It's working. We can try. Hold on, let me test it again. Let's see.
I'm here.
Alright, it's working. Sorry about that, Bunny. Can you try again? If you want, no pressure. But don't make Sparky say such blasphemous things. Alright, let's get going on this. So I think
Coffee is more delicious than corn.
aha! There we go. Blasphemy, I say. But yeah, today we're going to... I think we're starting back at Herlock Sholmes's office or house or whatever. We were going all over the place, but yeah, let's see what's going on here. Oh, we're back at Naruhodo's legal consultancy. Okay, sure. But yeah, we're in the last section of the next to last. So, oh wait, do we talk here? Hold on, let's see. Oh no, that's right. Okay, let's go back, and I think we need to move to Sholmes' suite. Yeah. I think that was where we were going. Okay. I think this was correct. Seems like it. Alright. 2nd of November, Sholmes' suite. What? What is that? What? Okay, there's a guy passed out here with like a tablecloth over him. And Iris is looking quite solemn. Okay. Ooh, what on earth is going on in here? Am I having a bad dream? No. It's an old German folk song. A rather fine rendition, I think. That's the least of my concerns. Iris? Oh, what's wrong with Iris? Iris, what's the matter? She's pouting. Who is that sprawling? I mean, that relaxed gentleman over there. Iris? Is she even listening? Excuse me, sir. I do apologize for troubling you whilst you're singing so merrily, but would you be kind enough to explain the situation? Is he singing? I don't see his lips moving. Yeah, well, that worked. A crooning gentleman and a mute young girl. A rather tantalizing juxtaposition. Wait, are they? No. And one that appears to have incited the gods of deduction within me to find their voices, too. Mr. Sholmes, do you mean? Iris still not talking. Okay. Strains of reasoning within me are playing now as a delightful duet. Duet. One melody sings of a reunion full of nostalgia. Whilst the other is a morose theme about the great secret you're trying so desperately to conceal, Iris. Whoa. Her secret? What is it? She's turned as white as a sheet.
So as usual, you've instantly seen to the very heart of the matter.
And by the time my own brief performance is over, I feel sure this gentleman's song will reach its finale. So then, to Music Land, where all is sweetness and delicacy and harmony. Pray, do enjoy Herlock Sholmes' latest Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. Alright, another one of these. So for sure, something's gonna be wrong. Alright, topic 1. Man's identity. Firstly, we consider the gentleman's nationality. Clearly, he's a German with no grasp of the English language. Wait, why? As evidenced by the Germanic song he sings and his apparent inability to understand when asked to desist. So, why is the man here at all, and in such apparently high spirits? This guy can't. He knows nothing. The answer, of course, Iris, is clearly known to you. Indeed, we need only follow the gaze of those bright young eyes to unravel that particular part of this mystery. The reason for the man's mildly irritating wobbling is revealed by the herbal tea. You obviously offered our German guest a cup of your latest herbal blend. The tea's delectable flavor has made the man's spirits soar. He's passed out. And resulted in this joyful ditty tumbling incessantly from his lips. I eagerly await sampling the flavor myself, that I may join the fellow in his state of elation. Now, to the next question. Who, exactly, is this gentleman availing himself so thoroughly of the settee? She's not talking. As it happens, a number of years ago now, a certain gentleman of Germanic origin engaged my services in solving a particularly delicate case. He required the retrieval of letters once sent to an acquaintance that might have proved problematic. In order to conceal his noble identity, he also arrived at my office in a mask. Who could it be? The gentleman's name was Wilhelm Gottschalk Sigismund von Ormstein. Oh my goodness. The King of Germany. If my memory serves, the mask worn by this gentleman is identical. Yes, there can be no question. That mask belongs to the King of Germany. Say what? It would appear that His Majesty remembers the fine service I afforded him, and has decided to show his face again, mask and all, in order to express his gratitude. A well-mannered monarch indeed, wouldn't you agree, my dear fellow? What? So, the identity of this masked visitor is in fact my former client, the King of Germany. Indeed, His son is currently in London as well, enjoying the wonders of the Great Exhibition. Alright. So Shams's conclusion is that this guy is the king of Germany. And... ooh, okay, topic 2. Which leaves us with one remaining imponderable. Yes, you, young Iris.
Just not talking.
But your apparently inexplicable silence is unable to hide the truth.
You're going to sleep early? Okay, thank you so much for stopping by then, Sayu. It's good to see you.
Yes, the reason for your muteness is concealed inside that knapsack. A £5 note, I believe. I must say, as your compatriot, I'm deeply saddened. It would appear that you've allowed yourself to be bribed into silence by His Royal Highness, earning yourself some spending money in exchange for keeping quiet about the king's secret. And now, the final piece of the puzzle. What is this secret you strive to hide with your silence, Iris? Ah yes, we need only follow that brief, involuntary twitch of your eyes to find the answer. You are attempting to abscond with that coffee cup. Wait, what? My favorite coffee cup, in fact. Or should I say the handle of my favorite coffee cup? It appears that His High-Spirited Highness broke it in the midst of his hijinks. Which leads us to the sad truth. My favorite coffee cup has been broken by the King of Germany, and Iris, you tried to conceal it from me. I mean, I think the coffee cup's broken, but I shall have a bill sent via governmental channels to the German royal family for its replacement. Alright, so Shams thinks the conclusion is to hide the coffee cup. Okay. Somehow, based on previous parts of this game, yeah, this is not gonna be true. This concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this painful puzzle. There's the music again. With your silence as well. The fellow's jovial warbling rather rings in the ears, does it not?
Mr. Sholmes, I must say something does rather trouble me.
Pray, Miss Usato, do tell.
His Royal Highness doesn't appear to have moved a muscle since we arrived.
Ah. And you haven't said a word either, Iris. If Mr. Sholmes has it all right, you might as well own up to it now.
She's saying nothing.
Your reasoning isn't entirely without substance, I must admit. And one other thing, Mr. Sholmes. Yet another grievance, Mr. Naruhodo? Surely not. Well, I actually read the story of that case recently, the one you were just describing. And according to that, at least, it wasn't the King of Germany, it was the King of Bohemia. Oh, the music stopped. Goodness, was it?
Yes, that's quite true. Master Gotz, the prince, testified to that in court.
In his words, I have come to see the great exhibition all the way from my home in Bohemia. Oh, that's right, that was that little kid that was in the hot air balloon, right? I would ask you to keep that minor error to yourselves. It could easily become quite a scandal.
I believe, Mr. Naruhodo, that it's our turn now to make some corrections to a number of minor errors that may have slipped in.
Yes, even Mr. Sholmes is willing to admit he might be slightly wide of the mark this time. Although it's clear that Iris is definitely hiding something. We need to find out the truth behind this mysterious scene. Oh, but one truth is incontrovertible. My favorite coffee cup is no more. Speaking of that, I'm gonna have some from my favorite coffee cup. So, shall we embark again? On a joint presentation of Sherlock Holmes's Logic and Reasoning Spectacular? Alright, here we go. What do we got? Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Okay. Topic 1. Man's identity. What do we got here? Alright. Considers nationality. Clearly he's a German. Okay. We just have to go through until it does like the exclamation mark, right? As evidenced by this song, he's not singing, so sus. So why is he here at all? Good question. The answer. Known by Iris. Okay. We need only follow the gaze of those bright young eyes. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Here we go. So what? It's some mix of herbs that gives you the urge to sing? Goodness, I should like to try some. And I'd like to hear your singing, but this man... Just how long does he intend to keep up with that tune, do you suppose? As I said, he's been stuck still the entire time. And if you look closely, his lips aren't moving either. Yeah, I don't think this guy's a ventriloquist. Ah! So I'm not sure what's actually responsible for this spirited singing. But I suspect the answer lies at the end of Iris's gaze. Okay. What's the actual source of this boisterous singing? Wait, okay, there's a record player over here. This? Is there anything else? Can look around? No. That's as far as we can go. So I think it has to be this, right? Alright. Wait, this is a gramophone, still rarely seen in our own country. The sound certainly appears to be coming from the horn. But machines singing? That can't be right. Science and technology are changing the world rapidly, Mr. Naruhodo. What's right is changing too. Ugh. It's too much for my brain. Well, at least we found our answer. Alright. Is that it? Do I present it?
Take that!
Okay. Gramophone. Yes. The reason for this man's mildly irritating warbling is revealed by the gramophone. Indeed, for no well-bred gentleman would break into an obscure folk song when making a social call. In other words, this gentleman isn't singing at all. In fact, it would appear that the fellow is unconscious. Indeed. Ah, the music seems to have stopped now. I ask you, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes? Why would I have purchased a recording of that gibberish? How should I know? Well, never mind. On with the deduction. Who exactly is this gentleman availing himself so thoroughly of the settee? Alright, let's see. Back to it. Okay, so as it happens, a couple of years ago, this is like the previous deduction, so let's go through it. A certain gentleman of German origin engaged my services, but we know he was Bohemian. He required the retrieval of letters, once sent to an acquaintance, that might have been problematic. In order to conceal his noble identity, he also arrived at my office in a mask. Okay. Ready. The gentleman's name is Wilhelm Gottschalk Sigismund von Ormstein. The King of Germany. No, we know that to not be true. Alright. My memory serves. The mask worn by this gentleman is identical. Yes, there can be no question. Aha. Okay. Here we go. Although we've already established that it was actually the King of Bohemia, it seems Mr. Scholz intends to persist with his Germany theory for some reason. Come to think of it, the young prince was wearing a mask as well, wasn't he? Master Gods? The boy whom you had in tears? Don't remind me. Or anyone else. Do you suppose all members of the aristocracy of mainland Europe wear masks? I'm sure they do. Well, probably anyway. The point is, that mask doesn't belong to any king. No, that's right. As we well know. Because we can identify the true owner of this mask. Can we? Who was wearing this mask before? Okay, we're gonna review the scene. Hold on. Review the scene. Does this look like... This looks like the mask that Kazuma-sama was wearing, right? He's the only person that we know that was wearing a mask, so... Could it be him? I think it has to be him. I don't know anyone... It wasn't her mask. She had a mask, but it was not like that. None of these people had a mask. So it has to be Kazuma. Alright, let's do it.
Take that!
Take that! Ooh, that mask belongs to Kazuma Asogi. Yes, there can be no question. That mask belongs to Kazuma Asogi. In other words, my memory is sublimely unreliable. Only you could try to make that sound positive. Kazuma's mask has been languishing on this metal chest for several days. Though that doesn't explain why the gentleman is wearing it now. But it is now a simple matter to determine our guest's true identity. After all, the gentleman is unconscious. True, you could just take it off him. We need only excuse ourselves in advance, gently lift the mask, and peer beneath it. Aha! Dun dun dun! I don't believe it. Father! So it's her dad? Okay. Why she couldn't recognize her dad with like a half face mask on? Good lord. No, I think not, Mr. Scholz. And it would appear our logic and reasoning has once again revealed the truth. This mysterious visitor... Look at Susato's doing the Scholz pose. Is my unconscious father, Eugene Mikotoba. Uh-oh. Iris has nothing to say. Logic and reasoning? Or just looking and saying? His face is crazy. Alright, the man's identity. We know it. Okay. Alright, number 2. Girl's silence. Conclusion. To hide the coffee cup. Which leaves us with one remaining imponderable. Yes, you, young Iris. But your apparently inexplicable silence is unable to hide the truth. Yes, the reason for your muteness is concealed inside that Ooh, it's gotta be something else then. So, that's a 5-pound note poking out from Iris's knapsack, is it? Oh dear, I can't be sure. Most money that we encounter is in coin form. I know. I'm not even sure if we've seen any banknotes here in Britain at all. Have we? But anyway, Father would never have paid money for Iris's silence. He certainly seems like the silent type himself, though, judging by his present state. There must be some other reason for Iris's silence, I suppose. Perhaps what Iris is trying so hard not to give away with her eyes is something entirely different. But what? Alright, the reason for your muteness is concealed inside. What is she really looking at? Let's take a look. Man, can we go up or down? Or I'm trying to go around. Can we go around her? No? What's over here? Can we look at this? No. Knapsack. Back here? Nothing. Okay. Something back here? Persian slipper? Is there anything here? Let's see. This slipper features in The Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, doesn't it?
It does. When I first saw it there on the mantelpiece, I very near fainted with excitement.
Doesn't Iris keep her 11s in here?
Yes, that part was never mentioned in the stories.
We could swap it for the Japanese equivalent of a slipper for fun. In other words, for a wooden geta sandal.
Then it wouldn't be possible to hide anything inside.
Which matters because... Alright, that didn't seem helpful. This looks like it's open. Ah, okay. Okay, that wasn't open before.
This metal chest, it contains important documents, doesn't it?
Ooh, okay. Promising. Yes, details of all the cases Mr. Sholmes has worked on over the years. Written up by Iris's father, if I'm remembering correctly.
Ah, hi Matthew Preston, how are you doing? Happy Sunday.
Iris insists that the chest is kept locked at all times. She's never once shown me inside. Oh, but it's not locked now, is it?
Well, its contents are invaluable to her, I suppose, and entirely irreplaceable. But look at it now. The catch is unlocked for once.
So it is. That's hard to ignore.
Very. I've never seen that chest unlocked before in all the time we've been staying here at Baker Street.
Alright, I think that's gotta be what it is then. Let's go for it!
Take that! Take that!
Is that correct? Is it correct? Let's find out. Yes, the reason for your muteness is concealed inside that metal chest. An excellent observation. For upon closer inspection, there is something different about that chest's appearance. It's kept locked at all times, yet now the catch is open. Evidently, this has something to do with your refusal to speak, Iris. But it's a simple enough matter to incite you to speak, I'm sure. I merely need to open this chest. Wait, I think that was supposed to be Sholmes. I think they messed up the, I think they messed up the dialogue. Here we go.
No!
Oh, she talks.
Hurley, don't!
What? Oh no! What? There wasn't anything in there at all. Ah, naruhodo! Mr. Sholmes! I see. I see what happened here. He's dead. He's not dead. Come on. Yeah, right?
Never. Oh, Hurley, I told you not to open it.
So that's... so you've found your voice now, Iris. In other words, what just happened clearly reveals the truth here. Yes, the real reason for your silence until now is...
This is somewhat different to the usual dance of deduction you perform with Mr. Sholmes, isn't it?
Well, he's left me alone on the ballroom floor, so I'm gonna have to dance this next part solo. And anyway, I need to get to the bottom of this, for my own peace of mind. Now then, Iris isn't usually the silent type, so...
You mean you don't actually know the answer yet?
Despite that knowing point of the finger before? Miss Susato. Sometimes a man needs to point his finger first,
and think later.
Jesus. Okay. I'm gonna have some more of my coffee here. Hold on. Hi 100 Mile Runner. How you doing? Alright, let's see. How many of the mooncakes are left?
Oh, well, if you say so. I think we'd better examine Iris more closely and try to rescue the situation then.
6, so like half. Yeah, that's pretty good progress. Alright, let's see. The reason for your silence until now. Why couldn't Iris open her mouth the whole time? Her knapsack? Maybe? Let's take a look. Maybe it's not a 5-pound note. Oh, okay, let's see. For some reason, this knapsack is really standing out as suspicious to me today.
Oh, is it?
It's quite sizable enough for a sizable secret. That's what I say.
Perhaps it is, but we certainly can't open it up to look inside without Iris's permission.
No, you're right. Who knows what might pop out and punch us? Oh, wait, look, she's holding a key. Hold on. I need to, like, how can I get this in the frame? Come on. There we go. Oh, I just had to... There we go. I think this is gonna be it then. Let's see. Well, that's a key she's holding. Look. I'm sure that wasn't in her hands before, was it?
No, you're quite right. It's appeared as if by magic.
That's strange. A big, old iron key.
Where did it materialize from?
Alright, I think that's gotta be it. Present!
Take that!
Take that!
Alright. Aha! Doesn't look iron, right? It looks brass. Yes, the real reason for your silence until now is that key behind your back. When Mr. Sholmes was thrown into the air before... Ah, okay. Just before you called out to try to stop him, you slipped something out of your mouth. Oh, she had the key in her mouth the whole time? That's why she couldn't talk? Aha! That something is the key now in your hands. No doubt, the key to the chest.
Ah, you're so...
Yeah.
You're so clever, Bruno.
So now it becomes clear. Thanks to Mr. Sholmes' graphic demonstration, we can well imagine what happened here.
But...
Professor Mikotoba also opened that metal chest, only to be punched into the air. It would taste terrible. Yeah. And land sprawled on the settee.
But wait, that doesn't explain all the facts. What about the stylish scarf? And the cup of tea? And above all, why would he be wearing Kazuma-sama's mask?
This is a good question. Well, for those curious details, I can think of only one explanation. Clearly, an unbelievable miracle took place in this room. Isn't that right, Iris? Consider how the room was arranged before this whole painful experience took place. Or yeah. Did I say that right? Whatever. When Professor Mikotoba opened the chest, completely unaware of what awaited him inside. Oh, he's gonna say it all like flew off and just landed on top of him? I don't know, that's a little sus. Maybe? The mask was flung into the air just as he was, only to land neatly on his face when it fell back down. No way. And the teacup's journey through the air ended when it caught on the unconscious professor's finger. No.
You mean to say that the stylish scarf
is actually just a tablecloth. I knew it was a tablecloth. This is the great detective's office after all. A place of miraculous deductions. Somehow I don't think that's true at all. Would you expect anything less? Wait. Come on. I think Iris knows what happened, so she has to just tell us.
Yes, you're right. It happened exactly as you said.
Brilliant, Bruno. Wait, really? No way. Come on. Thus concludes Ryunosuke Naruhodo's great deduction of this punchy puzzle. Sus.
So then, why don't I make a fresh pot of tea for us all?
Wait a second.
Objection!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. An admirable performance, Mr. Naruhodo. But in the final act of the show there, you rather missed everything of importance.
Mr. Sholmes.
If you would cast your mind back to my earlier deduction. Iris, clearly you're hiding a great secret.
She is? From the look on her face. Mr. Sholmes must be right. Whatever that great secret is, the cat isn't out of the bag yet.
So, I put it to you again. You were attempting to abscond with that coffee cup. Wait, the coffee cup?
It really is a shame about Mr. Sholmes' cup. It must have been smashed when Professor Mikotobo opened the chest. Oh dear, so many things seem to have been broken here.
But now that the deduction has taken a different direction, Iris doesn't seem to be trying to hide the broken cup anymore.
In other words, her great secret is something else.
Now let's put our observational skills to work here on one final time then. Okay, let's see. What secret is Iris trying to hide? Okay, I still think it's gotta... Oh, there's something here on the bottom. Oh, what is it? Let's take a look.
Look, there seems to be more papers there. Is Iris trying to hide them underneath the tray?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
The insignia, Mr. Naruhodo. It's an official Scotland Yard document.
What?
But why would Iris have... We must ask her.
An official Scotland Yard document. Alright, that's gotta be it, right? That's gotta be it. Alright, you're attempting to abscond with that case file.
You were attempting to abscond with that case file.
Iris, as you know very well, nothing escapes the attention of a great detective.
Oh no!
That's us. Ooh. We visited Scotland Yard's autopsy laboratory earlier today. And Dr. Gorey informed us that the autopsy report of Clint Van Zieks had gone missing. Did she steal it? Clint Van Zieks. Yes, I do seem to recall. But some years ago, I asked to see the report in question. You were with me, weren't you, Iris? She stole it years ago? What? This case goes deep. You mean it was you, Iris? So those papers you have there are...
I'm sorry.
Oh, she's crying. Forgive me! Oh, poor girl. Alright. Stealing official governmental documents. It's okay, kid. You'll only go to juvie. Deduction complete. I know, right? Everyone here is just a straight up criminal. In some form or another. They're always like interfering with the crime scene, taking evidence, just bringing weapons to court. There's no laws here. Some smoother than others. Yeah, oh, I see what you did there. In truth, I would like to have thought I could have predicted the booby trap chest. But it caught me completely off guard. I was very nearly the late consulting detective Herlock Sholmes. There's no justice. There's just us. Well, there's Batman. I'm sorry, Hurley.
So you mean this autopsy report really is...
Yes, I took it from the lab, even though I knew it was very important.
Was there something in it that troubled you, Iris?
Not exactly something that troubled me.
But?
Something I'd been looking for. When I saw this report, when I saw the writing in it,
Dun dun dun.
I knew it was Daddy's.
Oh, she's still looking for her dad, I guess. We think he got murdered, though. Wasn't he like the first victim of assassin? The writing? Your father's writing? What do you really mean? That's right, he was one of the other people present, right? At the autopsy. Iris? It must be something that's hard for her to talk about. Oh, forgive me for interrupting, my dear fellows. Mr. Sholmes, what is it? Oh, is he waking up? I feel as though the poor unconscious gentleman on the settee has been somewhat forgotten.
Father!
Perhaps we should find our guest somewhere more peaceful to rest? Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes?
Would you be so kind as to lend him your bed? We must do our very best to make him comfortable, I feel. Oh, yes, of course. I'll help you carry him up.
So will I.
Yes, Hisata's the strong one here. No, I can manage alone, thank you. You have tea to enjoy. We wouldn't want Iris's brew to stew. Okay. So her dad's just like randomly passed out. Why is he there? It's so confusing. Because there's no better way to make the professor comfortable than dragging him upstairs like a trunk. I wonder... Perhaps that was deliberate. Maybe Mr. Sholmes is making himself scarce to give Iris the chance to talk more freely. Ooh, maybe.
We must use this opportunity to talk with Iris.
And find out what's going on. Alright, let's talk about it. Your daddy. Oh god. Would you like to tell us about it, Iris? About your father?
I'm sure I told you before, didn't I? That Daddy used to be Hurley's partner.
Yes, and that notes about all the cases they solved together are kept inside that metal chest.
That's right. Hurley told me, you see. He said that Daddy's somewhere far away now, so we can't meet.
That's one way of describing it. Far, far away.
Then, when I secretly unlocked the chest and read through the papers inside, I started to build up a picture in my head of what Daddy must be like.
Well, that's only natural.
You're just like any other girl of your age. I read that Daddy was a professor of medical science, so I studied and took my degree too.
Well, that's only natural, I suppose. Wait, even though she's 8 or something?
In that respect, you're not quite like any other girl of your age, though. But there was one thing that I could never find out. Daddy's name.
Wait, what? She doesn't know her own dad's name? Ah.
His name wasn't anywhere on any of the notes that he'd made about his work with Hurley. But then one day...
That's what happened, is it? When you saw this autopsy report, you finally managed to work it out. Is that right?
Yes.
So it was the handwriting in the report that caught her eye. Alright, let's talk about it. The autopsy report.
When I saw the writing on that report, I could hardly believe it. I know that handwriting, I thought to myself.
Because it was the same as the writing you'd seen on your father's case notes?
Exactly. I was desperate to compare the two properly. I needed to see them side by side.
I asked the doctor in the laboratory, but I was told I couldn't take the report away. And even worse, I was told that that was the first and last time we'd be allowed to even look at it there.
So you decided to steal it.
Oh, poor girl. And when I compared the autopsy report with the case notes I had here, there was no doubt. The handwriting was exactly the same. It was Daddy's.
And the signature of the coroner at the bottom of the autopsy report read, Dr. John H. Wilson.
And so that's how I finally found out.
No steampunk copiers, yeah, handwriting only. I'm surprised. They had photographs though, but I guess that's not the same.
I learned Daddy's name at last.
I see.
Ever since then, I've called myself Iris Wilson. And that's also when I had the brilliant idea of writing stories about all Daddy's exciting times with Hurley.
What the actual heck, Neo? We's the friggin' treats. Don't you try to hide him from me.
Hey, hireling shit. I'm not hiding any trees from you, Sparky, I swear.
You're getting me angy. You're getting me angy.
Oh,
I'm
no.
gonna have to aggressively at you. Don't make me aggressively at you.
Oh no. Thank you for the flirtation. Oh, that was great. Oh, film came before copy machines? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. When were copy machines? Where is it like... is it like the 50s? I wonder when they started. Like the first ones. Hireling Shin, happy Sunday.
I decided there and then that I'd write The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes.
Yeah, maybe the 60s. I don't ever see them in like earlier movies or anything. Yeah, I think so. Film was prior to 1900. Yes, definitely.
Oh, Iris, I had no idea the stories had quite such a deep personal significance for you.
I can see why the autopsy report was so important to her now. You still can't steal it. And why she was prepared to break the law to get her hands on it. You still shouldn't steal. I gotta drink more of my coffee. Hold on. I gotta finish it before it gets cold. Okay. Now I am properly caffeinated at midnight. That's okay. I must apologize, Iris. I was so sleepy though. Oh, it's because I went out last night. Yeah. And then I slept pretty late, but I kept getting woken up. I had like deliveries come and like I didn't get like that great of sleep, so yeah. I did have a great time though. This is really all my fault.
Hurley?
I made a promise, you see, but until the time was right. Started in the late 30s. Xerox's first machine was 1949. Yeah, late 50s, early 60s, that does seem right then. Like, for widespread adoption. Because it's gonna take a while from, like, the first machine to, like, actual usage. I'd keep the details about your father a secret.
I know. I've been very naughty. I'll take the autopsy report back to Dr. Gory and apologize, I promise.
Yes, we'll go together, I think.
Then, let me look after it for you until we get there.
Oh, you're gonna take a look at it, Susato? Alright, we got it in our court record. Oh, okay, we have to look at that. Any more? Any more? Wait, I want to look at the court record. While we're here, let's take a look at it. We have so much stuff in the court record now. Alright, let's see. Autopsy report. Coroner John H. Wilson. Victim Clint Van Zeeks, 33, British. Time of death 31st of May between 9 p.m. and midnight. Observations: death from a single stab wound to the heart. Other superficial external wounds indicative of a duel. Okay. Additional notes: recent scarlet ink stains visible on the little and ring fingers of the right hand, but no document in corresponding ink was found. Interesting. Autopsy findings. Vital evidence recovered from the victim's stomach during autopsy. Credit to Inspector Gregson for petitioning so doggedly for the autopsy procedure. Wait, what was in the... what did he swallow? Oh my goodness, huh? No internal trauma noted anywhere. Interesting. Okay. All kinds of data there. Interesting. Alright. This will definitely come up, but we'll see. You're still somewhat destroyed after the party yesterday. Was it a good party? I hope so.
I must go and water my herbs, I think.
Oh yeah, I said I was gonna reveal like where I was going, so since it's over, I can see it. I saw Dead Mouse. Dead Mouse played at like a local club, so I found out kind of last minute, and then I got I got a ticket to go, so it was great. The set was great. And I got really close. Yeah, I was maybe like 4 people back from the DJ booth. Yeah, you could really see him well, and yeah, the set was good. He played like a 2-hour set, and then I went home after that. People got way too hard into the gambling as they got more and more drunk. Yeah, I can imagine. That's what happens when people get rowdy. They become risk takers. Inhibitions lowered. Yeah, I'm a bit tired now because I didn't get home till like 4 in the morning. So,
all right, let's see. I must go and water my herbs, I think.
What about the tea? We're not getting any tea? All right.
I'll see you all later.
Sounds like it was a good party though, Arlington. Poor Iris. She must be feeling awful. Tohan and Ricochet Poker. I don't know either of those games. I know Mr. Sholmes is here for her, but still. Oh no, what happened to Sasato? She's shocked, but about what?
What? How? What's the meaning of this, Mr. Sholmes?
Mr. Sholmes? Oh dear me. So, you've noticed, I see.
But that would mean...
Wait, what's going on? What on earth's the matter, Mrs. Sato? You've turned white as a sheet. Oh, betting on the sun being odd or even. Wow, this is like pure gambling then.
It's this autopsy report, Mr. Naruhodo. The one from 10 years ago. The writing isn't Dr. Wilson's at all.
Huh? What do you mean? How could you possibly know that?
Because I know this writing very well. This writing is my father's.
Wait, what?
What?
Professor Mikotoba? Wait, does that mean Iris's dad is actually Professor Mikotoba and then they're like half-sisters or something? Wait, what is going on here? What is this? What is this scandal? Because she says that she knows that that's her father's handwriting. And then Iris says she knows it's also her father's hand. Wait, no. Well, let's see. Indeed, it's true. And now you know, my dear fellows. What do we know? No, I don't know anything. Cachet poker is a particularly nasty type of poker where everyone's hand is open. You pay to draw extra cards. Oh, but if you can see everyone's hand, that's like, I don't know, that's weird. I feel like you can't fake it. Obviously, right? And you'll know how desperate other people are. And you can like calculate like what their odds are of actually like getting their next card. So interesting. What on earth does all this mean, Mr. Sholmes? People are calling it gotcha poker. Fair. Because the idea that's slowly forming in my mind is just too extraordinary to believe. Please, you have to explain. Yeah, please. Please explain. Because I need to know what's going on. So who was Dr. Wilson? And is he actually Iris's father? Or what's going on here? Okay. So, this autopsy report was actually penned by Professor Mikotoba then? But that makes no sense. It's not possible, surely. Not possible? My dear fellow. Pray, take a deep breath and think again.
Yes, you're right. In some ways. It actually makes a great deal of sense.
It does?
10 years ago is when Father returned to Japan after his extended study tour in Britain.
Did he do more than just touring? That's what I want to know. And prior to his return, where was Dr. Mikotoba engaged? Of course! He was an assistant in Dr. Wilson's laboratory learning about forensic science. And as an assistant, he would have aided with the dissection work, making detailed notes, which would be assembled into the full autopsy report. Okay, so maybe it's just a handwriting mix-up here. Once the work was complete, the head coroner would check the contents and put his signature on the document.
In other words, the only writing of Dr. Wilson's in the report would be his signature at the end.
Oh, I see.
So Iris got the wrong end of the stick, you mean? She saw that and assumed the whole report had been written by Dr. John H. Wilson. Which is very understandable, of course.
Okay, okay. So there's no like paternity scandal here. That's somewhere I thought we were going. What a complicated situation. Oh, okay. They've got updated details now. The report from the autopsy of the professor's final victim is signed by Dr. John H. Wilson, who carried out the procedure, though Professor Mikotoba actually penned the report. Ah, so we know that he was there now, so maybe we can bring him up to the stand to testify in the final bit. Let's see. Alright, let's talk about your partner.
Thinking about it,
most of what we know about you, Mr. Sholmes, comes from the published stories of your exploits.
Yes, The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes, written by Iris.
And we really have no way of knowing what's fact and what's fiction. Most troubling for you, my dear fellow, I'm sure. So what about this supposed partner of yours? Does he really exist or not? Ah, you've come straight to the point, I see.
And please come straight to the answer.
I believe Iris explained it in one of her installments. He was a trusted comrade, and the only person I could have truly called a friend.
And did this partner of yours truly make a record of all your cases? Are his notes really stored inside that metal chest?
Absolutely, my dear madam. Absolutely. So, where's your partner now? We rarely meet. You see, he lives on the other side of the world. Wait a second. But if this autopsy report and the records of all your old cases were penned by the same hand, and if the autopsy report was written, though not signed, by your famous partner, there would be only one logical conclusion. Pray, impress me. Your partner would have to be Yujin Mikotoba. In other words, Misusato's father. Wait, so does that mean... Okay, wait, it is a paternity case? No. Wait, okay. On my word, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes?
You are coming along wonderfully. You have hit upon the method at last. You finally grasped the art of deduction.
You mean to say... Allow me to introduce you to my great friend and partner, Mikotoba.
Professor Mikotoba.
Dun dun dun! Alright, let's talk about it. Sholmes and Mikotoba.
Does this mean that you're the real Dr. Wilson?
No, no, no. My dear, I'm still my old self. Yuji Mikotoba, your father.
Oh, of course.
This is obviously too much for Susato-san to take in. I must say, though, how my old friend has attained worldwide celebrity as a great mystery solver is the greatest mystery of all. Now, I still remember the first time we met. Pray remind me. When was it again, Mikotoba? 16 years ago, Sholmes. Ah, yes, quite. 16 years ago. I just arrived from Japan with Seishiro and Genshin. I was in search of lodgings close to the hospital. Some comfortable rooms at a reasonable price. But rents are devilishly high in that particular area. That's right. So I decided I needed someone to share lodgings and the expense, and was fortunate enough to be introduced to Sholmes, who found himself in a similar situation. I was a callow fellow back then, a mere shadow of the great detective you see before you now. I was working at the hospital's chemical laboratory at the time, or should I say laboratory, indulging my curiosities for little gain. And the situation of our cohabitation led to us pursuing cases together, you see. Hard to believe, it was a mere 6 years. We had a great many adventures. But in the last year of Mikotoba's stay in Britain, that most infamous of cases presented itself. The case with which you've become rather familiar yourself. I know, right? Supposedly they must be like the same age, so...
Hi Claudetto.
How are you doing? Happy Sunday. You're trying to explain the whole VTuber thing? Hello, welcome. It's me, a VTuber. Yeah, Sholmes maybe is just aged really well. We need to like get his beauty routine. The Professor killings. After the trial, Seishiro and I were summoned back home.
Hardly surprising, given the circumstances.
So, there you have it. And as you know, all the details recorded by my trusty chronicler remain in that metal chest.
This is just amazing. Professor Mikotoba really is Mr. Sholmes' famous partner.
Alright, I still want to know about Iris. I want to find out, like, who's her dad? Who's her real dad now?
Father.
Goodness, my dear, what a cutting look.
As your daughter, I'm very proud to learn that you were the great detective's great partner. But nevertheless, there's another mystery that I really must ask you to explain now.
And that is?
You know very well what it is. The unresolved matter of Iris's father.
That's right.
Of course, I'd almost forgotten about that one.
I hadn't. No, I should have seen this coming, I suppose. Alright, let's talk about it. Who is the father?
Iris told us that all the notes about the great detective's adventures that are in that metal chest were written by her father.
You'd liken my streams to a classy cafe where bossa nova plays constantly but quietly. I like that. I take that as a compliment.
Oh, let's see. Isn't that correct, Mr. Sholmes?
That is indeed what I told young Iris. Ooh, but is it true? Is it true?
But if you're Mr. Sholmes' partner, Father, and you wrote all those case notes,
Then Iris's father must be you.
Uh-oh. The accusation's out. Upon my word, Miss Susato. You are coming along wonderfully as well. You too have hit upon the method at last. You finally grasped the art of deduction.
What? What you've always told me, Father, is that my mother died when I was born 16 years ago. And you left me in grandmother's care whilst you embarked on your study tour of Britain. And I've always accepted that. But all this about Iris.
Ooh, there it is. Susato-san's ice-cold stare. Now, hold on a minute. It was very complicated. I mean, it's really not what you think.
Then perhaps you'd like to explain exactly what it is?
Susato takedown! Oh no, watch out. There it is. Now the eyes go from ice cold to red hot just before she... No, really, you've got the wrong end of the stick. Sholmes, say something, man. Oh no. Wait, why is he all dressed up again? That's quite enough, my fiery fellows. Mr. Sholmes? Yeah, when did he get all dressed up? Whilst I don't like to interrupt this exciting exploration of the past, Mikotoba and I have an urgent matter that requires a short excursion.
But it's very late, Mr. Sholmes. Where must you go?
Wait, and we haven't even gotten to like the bottom of the paternity debate. Why, my dear madam, is it not obvious? My partner and I must pursue our natural enemies. So, get your coat, Mikotoba. The game is afoot. But Sholmes, I really must give Susato a full explanation, I think. Later, my dear fellow, later. Our carriage awaits downstairs already. He's like, alright. You haven't changed one iota, have you? I mean, really. I visit our home after 10 long years, and when I open that chest in a fit of nostalgia, I quite inexplicably pass out. Well, you don't have a bruise from getting punched in the face? And as if that wasn't enough, when I eventually regained consciousness, I'm plunged straight into all this.
Father, please. Go with Mr. Sholmes now.
What?
I've no doubt that whatever happened, you were acting in everyone's best interests.
Wow.
I trust you, completely.
What? What? Wait, is Sparky not talking? We'll see, we'll see. Sparky! Sparky! I don't know if she was working just fine earlier, so...
Exaketh
there we go,
is
there we go.
underscore here. You always have a way with words, don't you?
Don't you?
Well, let's just say Mio's energy is extra lively and bouncy tonight. Jiggly, you might say.
Unclear, unclear. Hi XSL, how are you? Happy Sunday.
Let's see. And sending the great detective and his great partner off on renewed adventures together.
Game started. Okay. Alright, see you in a bit.
It is more than I could have hoped for in my wildest dreams.
Very well then. We'll speak again later. So, I believe your own work is done for the day. I wish you the best of luck for tomorrow. Yes, Naruhodo. Good luck in battle, and in reaching a decision. A decision? Oh, about whether to go back to Japan, I suppose. Oh, that's right, I have to decide by tomorrow. Jeez, take all the time you need, as long as it's by tomorrow.
So much happened that day that I barely knew what to do with myself.
Indeed.
It would only be later that I'd come to realize how amidst the chaos I'd unleashed were all the clues I needed to finally unearth the truth.
Ooh, okay, okay.
And that all the turmoil was necessary to give me the resolve to see everything through.
Ooh, alright. So that's gonna be the end of this section. So then we're gonna start the next wait. And no. Okay. Yes. Okay. Keep going. All right. Yes. Okay, I want to continue now. The final chapter. The resolve of Yonosuke Naruhodo. Right? I think that's the next one. Let's see. Hold on. Wait a second. Hold on. Yes, I think this should be the... This should be the next one. Alright. Start playing? Yeah, okay, let's go. Okay. The final chapter! Okay. Get some water. Alright, this is the last part of the game. Whew! Let's go. Alright, 3rd of November, 9:14 a.m. The Old Bailey, Defendant's Antechamber. So, the time's finally come. Today, we unravel everything. Okay. I'll be counting on your support more than ever today, Mrs. Sato. Mrs. Sato? Oh, wow. Okay. Hello.
Oh no, what's the matter, Mr. Naruhodo?
Nothing. I was just saying that I'll be relying on your support today, but...
I'm so sorry, of course. I know I can be rather incompetent at times, but... I shan't let you down.
Why does she randomly take him out, though? Would you mind helping me to my feet, then?
Oh dear, I'm really very sorry.
Alright. Susato-san isn't her usual self at all. But that's hardly surprising, I suppose. She's just found out that her father is the partner of a world-famous detective. Not to mention...
Ah, good morning, sir.
Who is it? Oh, look who it is. Lord Van Zeeks. Thank you for all your efforts yesterday. What? Did I hear that correctly? Wow, we got thanked by Van Zeeks. What? Oh, no, nothing. Just I hope we can clear things up today. I really can't make this man out. His face says, I hate you, but his words are almost jovial today. In fact, he hasn't been very Reaper-like at all since this all began yesterday.
Lord Van Zeeks isn't the Reaper, Mr. Naruhodo.
Good point. Oh wait, but doesn't like Kazuma-sama thinks that he is the Reaper, right? He thinks that he's still in charge of it all. I don't think so. I think the Reaper guy, or wait, I think the guy, it's got to be like the guy in charge of the whole judiciary. I think that's who's maybe in charge of it all. We'll see though. We'll see. The Reaper. I suppose in hindsight, I shouldn't have allowed that misconception to go unchallenged. Huh? It was my tacit acceptance of that pseudonym. My failure to stop the Reaper becoming something more than a mere legend that led to all this.
But you're not to blame for that, Lord Van Zeeks.
It's only because serious crime in the capital dropped off so sharply when the public started calling you that. That's why you didn't say anything, isn't it? To be frank, I'm not sure that was the sole reason. What do you mean? There was a rumor at the time that the Reaper was really the ghost of my late brother. That having been slain by the evil killer, Clint's restless spirit returned as some sort of demigod, to wield a deadly blade of justice where I, by dint of the law, could not. Yes, we've heard that story too. When I lost him. Wow, look at this guy. Handsome man. I felt as though I'd lost my guiding light. I didn't know where to go or what to do. And so, I became Batman. In some small way, I wonder if perhaps those rumors made me feel his absence a little less keenly. Even if I knew it was just an illusion. Just some nonsense conjured up by an over-imaginative public.
He was obviously extremely important to you. Lord Clint Van Zeeks.
Well, what's important now is uncovering the truth. That's all that matters. I know that you didn't take anyone's life. Or did he? And I intend to prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt in court today. I never thought I'd say this, but I can see it in your eyes. That burning desire to cut through all the lies and deception. I can't deny it any longer. You are a lawyer of absolute integrity. Thank you. Alright. Now tell me, why do I detect the scent of expensive tea leaves in the air? Oh, Iris, when did you get here?
Oh. I brought you one of my special blends. Hurley loves it. He says it helps him to clear his head.
I thank you.
Oh.
Wait. That's surely the first and last time I'll ever see a sight like this. You seem different today, Iris.
Oh?
Sort of subdued, I suppose?
I am not.
What happened yesterday is obviously still playing on her mind a lot. She's clearly very troubled about having stolen that autopsy report from Dr. Syed's laboratory.
Alright then. Good luck to you both. I have to make a move now.
You're not staying? I thought you'd want to watch today's proceedings.
Well, I'd like to cheer you on, obviously. But I've got lots to get ready.
Get ready? For what?
Oh, yes. Would you take this?
Isn't that one of the little felt dolls that's usually dangling from your knapsack?
Yes, it's a lucky charm. A little Hurley that I made once.
Hurley? It looks more like a Hairly to me. I see what you did there.
If for some reason you completely run out of options in the trial today, then just pull this little Hurley's ears as hard as you possibly can.
What? Wait, is this like an explosion thing? Pull his ears?
That's right. It's a way to bring good luck. I think you might need it.
Uh-oh. Iris's lucky charm has been entered into the court record. I'm scared.
Mio, run. Run while you can. I can feel it coming.
Yeah, exactly. Wait. What's gonna happen? Oh, 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 no! Oh my god. Thank you for the blurb relation. Oh my goodness. Wow. That was emphatic. Sparky, was that you? I feel like it was. Yeah, exactly. I'm dead now. Oh my goodness.
I just sneaked a peek inside the courtroom.
Too many corn snacks. Too much fiber.
And it seemed very different to normal.
Yes, it would seem that a certain someone has decided to pull out all the stops. What does that mean?
What about Mr. Sholmes, Iris? I don't know. He was out all night, and he hadn't come home by the time I left this morning. Oh, I see.
Was Professor Mikotobo out all night too, do you think, Miss Susanto?
Yes, it would seem so. I telegrammed the hotel this morning. And apparently, they didn't come back to their rooms last night at all.
They?
Father, and Judge Jigoku, I mean.
Judge Jigoku too?
That's right. Nobody appears to have seen either of them since yesterday.
Counsel for the defense and the defendant. Court is about to be in session. Please make your way inside the courtroom at once.
Good luck then, Bruno. Good luck, Susie.
Yes, thanks, Iris.
And you, Mr. Reaper. I hope it goes well.
Once again, I thank you for the delicious tea. It was very soothing.
Oh, I'm so glad. We must go inside now, Lord Van Zieks.
Let's go! Let's go!
Lord Van Zieks has always been the formidable prosecutor I've had to lock horns with in court. But not today. Today I battle with another in pursuit of the truth. My best friend, Kazuma Asogi, who I trust more than anyone else in the world. Now I understand what it was that drew me here to Britain all those months ago. Now I know exactly what destiny had in store for me. It's all been leading up to this one day, to this one trial, to this one final reckoning.
My goodness, this is it! This is it! Maybe. 3rd of November, 9:30 a.m. The Old Bailey courtroom. I'll have a little more water. Okay. Let's go. Yes, yes. It feels even more oppressive here than it did yesterday. There are cold stares piercing me like knives from all sides today.
Mr. Naruhodo, look!
What? Lord Strongheart. Oh yeah, this guy. This is who I think is like in charge of... I think he's the main baddie. If I had to guess who's the main baddie, I think it's this guy. I don't think it's Van Zieks. Kazuma must have known beforehand. The ramifications of this trial now extend far beyond the murder of one Scotland Yard inspector. In fact, events have come to light that threaten to rock the very foundations of our country's legal system. The escape of a condemned criminal on the night of his execution, the subsequent unlawful shooting of the man, and the revelation that prison staff must have been complicit in the jailbreak. Britain is currently hosting influential members of the judiciary from countries all around the world. It is imperative that we uncover the truth in these proceedings to avoid international embarrassment. By royal decree, this will continue to be a closed trial, and one over which I, male Strongheart, exercise total and unequivocal authority. Wow. Total authority. He's the judge, jury, and executioner. Holy moly. Okay. The 6 jurors' flames just... As was the case in yesterday's proceedings, those here present in the public gallery are distinguished members of our judiciary, assembled to bear witness to a fair judicial process. In other words, a collection of your acolytes, Lord Strongheart. Ooh, those two are not friends. Yeah, even commanding the magical catapult fires using his own staff. He's definitely he's a wizard. He's a legal wizard. On a personal note, I find this most distressing, Lord Van Zieks. You were a prosecutor of exceptional talent. Much like your brother Clent, in fact. Dun dun dun! Oh wow!
Okay. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. For the trial of Barak van Zieks, who officially stands accused of murder.
No, Batman, say it ain't so.
Counsels for the prosecution and defense, are you in full readiness to proceed?
The defense is ready, my lord.
As is the prosecution. Yesterday's proceedings brought to light a shocking and disturbing fact. There was a side to the victim, Inspector Tobias Gregson, that was unknown to his superiors at Scotland Yard.
Yes, he was carrying out operations in secret, which Scotland Yard knew nothing about.
And in those clandestine operations, he had an accomplice.
A Mr. Daily Vigil, who would be given the inspector's identification and present himself around the capital in order to establish credible alibis for Gregson. In that way, Gregson appeared to be carrying out his regular Scotland Yard work, when in fact, he wasn't.
At the end of yesterday's session, Mr. Vigil, who had been suffering from amnesia, regained his memory. It would appear he had buried his memories of the time deep inside himself as a means of self-preservation. Because whilst he was engaged as a chief warder at Barclay Prison, he abetted the convict's escape. Wow, there's a scroll.
Mr. Vigil is currently recuperating at St. Sinners. He's recovered enough to give a signed statement about his movements on the day prior to the incident. He's formally admitted to posing as Gregson whilst investigating the Red-Headed League.
Which brings us to the crucial issue of the victim's time of death. The defense yesterday proposed a suggestion that the victim may have been killed one day earlier.
Oh, that's right. And then Dr. Gory, the crazy plague mask lady, new coroner, she said that like his food in his jacket pocket was rotten, but he was not rotten. So suspicious.
This was based largely on the discovery that the victim's pocket watch had not been wound. The prosecution has something to report on that subject, my lord. Really? Go ahead, Prosecutor Asogi.
I met once again with the coroner yesterday to discuss the issue. She confirmed that the defense's suggestion could not be ruled out. Hey, you're helping us! It's entirely possible that Inspector Gregson was killed on the 31st of October, the day before his body was discovered. I have here an updated autopsy report that includes the amended details.
But the official opinion of the investigation team was made clear yesterday. That the time of death was 5 p.m. on 1st of November.
There are indications of an attempt to disguise the real time of death, however. It seems that the natural decaying process of the victim's body may have been slowed by keeping it chilled.
That's out of the question. There are no refrigeration devices in that part of London large enough to accommodate a human corpse.
My lord, this is more than just conjecture. There's evidence to support the idea. We must investigate it thoroughly.
Very well. The court will accept the new report as evidence. However, if this updated report is deemed to be accurate, it would give renewed significance to the movements of the victim on the day before the Fresno Street incident.
It would, yes, especially since on that day, Inspector Gregson was using Mr. Vigil to cover up his real movements. It's conceivable that he was killed in the course of his secret activities.
Ooh, and what would those be? Do I sense that the prosecution has some information regarding those activities?
Scotland Yard put an enormous effort into investigating that precise matter yesterday. I think we should begin by presenting the results of that investigation work. So, the prosecution calls its first witness now. Gina! Say Gina. State your name and occupation for the court. Inspector Gina Lestrade reporting. Representative of Scotland Yard.
A self-conferred rank, but never mind.
Gina, again?
What's your problem, Odo? What's with that Gina? Again? Okay. Boss meant the world to me. He done more for me than anyone else ever did.
Oh. Good old Gina. Yeah. She's the best.
I like her, like, she gets so riled up.
Inspector Gregson, you mean?
He got me out the back slums of East End and took me under his wing. Taught me that life can have a purpose. That's why I'm the best person to be standing here speaking for him. Hello. What's all this then? Hi, Dojan, how are you?
Oh, Gina.
Right. All out of the goodness of Gregson's heart. Not at all that he had his arm twisted by Mr. Sholmes. No. What's relevant to these proceedings is that the outcome of Scotland Yard's investigations yesterday has revealed that the victim was carrying out some assignment that the police knew nothing about.
Hope you're having a grand old time in old London. What?
Very troubling.
Hope you're having.
That face. Lord Strongheart knew. Ooh. Oh, we've got desk beating. So, Inspector Lestrade, let's hear exactly what it says in that report.
Coming right up, sir. Alright, let's see what we got. Witness testimony.
The victim's movements.
All yard detectives are supposed to follow orders and investigate what they're told. But a little search of the boss's office turned up a notebook that had a load of secret meetings in it. According to that, the boss was looking into some smuggled goods dealings that day. Looks like it was a big job and all, but coppers weren't onto it yet. What matters most is, there's witnesses what saw the Reaper at the place too.
Ooh. Dun dun dun! Smuggled goods?
I don't know, do I? I'm just telling you what was written in the book.
Tobacco, tea, spices, medicines.
I am having a good time, actually, yeah. I was a little sleepy, but then I drank some coffee and I'm less sleepy now. But it's late, but that's okay.
Goods of all sorts flow into London by illegal channels from across the globe. It's well known that they're disposed of at regular black markets that take place in the capital. But the police are rarely able to locate them in time.
So Inspector Gregson was investigating one of those black markets?
It's been suggested that high-ranking government officials may be involved in black market activity. No doubt, Gregson was trying to avoid details of his investigations being leaked to the involved parties. That would explain why he was operating on his own authority without the Yard's knowledge.
And do we know where the dealings were taking place this time?
In a particular room of a certain exclusive London gentleman's club. And on the day in question, the accused is known to have been there. That's the conclusion of Scotland Yard's investigation into the matter.
That can't be. We haven't heard anything about any of this.
There's like fewer and fewer letters. No. Oh my god.
Members of the club have testified to it. There's no question. The accused, Barak van Zieks, was present. That would be very significant testimony then.
Oh my. But Lord Van Zieks has made no mention of this at all.
In short, Lord Van Zieks had ample opportunity to murder the victim. Oh. Very well then. Counsel for the defense, begin your cross-examination. Alright, let's see. Let's go. The victim's movements. Alright, we'll do our usual press on everything, right? Alright, they're all supposed to follow orders and investigate what they're told.
Hold it!
Hold it. So, you follow orders, do you, Gina?
Nah, not me. I'm above all that, see?
Oh.
The boss always had special orders for me. Grab us some fish and chips, or go and give Toby his grub. That kind of thing.
So, errands more than orders then. This detective is still an apprentice, after all.
Yeah, well, this apprentice ain't one to sit around and wait to be told what to do, even by the boss. That's why I've been doing my own investigations into what happened. I didn't find much at first.
But then... Alright. Alright, statement 2. A little search turned up a notebook that had a lot of secret meetings in it. Ooh, alright. Tell me more. So you went through Inspector Gregson's things?
Yup. It's part of the independent Lestrade investigation.
I'm sure your superiors would be delighted that you're taking the initiative.
So I snuck into his office when no one else was about. Because if anyone at the yard had seen me going in there, they'd have tuffed me straight out onto the street.
This is sounding less and less like an investigation and more like something else, like typical Gina stuff. The prosecution understands that it was this very detective who discovered the notebook.
You got that right. Nothing gets past Inspector Lestrade and her trusty assistant, Chief Inspector Toby.
I love Chief Inspector Toby.
We found it hidden in one of his desk drawers that had a false bottom.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so then I went to hide myself when no one could find me so I could have a butcher's at what was written in it. Because if anyone at the yard had found me out, they'd have turfed me straight onto the street. I've given it in no now, ain't I? And if it weren't for me, it would never have been found. That's right, Gina.
Alright, statement 3. Ooh, looking into some smuggled goods dealings. Okay, smuggled goods dealing. Okay. Do you have any idea where those dealings were taking place?
Yup. It was all there in the boss's notes. Let's see if I can remember.
As I already said, the illegal dealings were due to take place at a gentleman's club. Yes, I remember, but I was hoping to find out the name of the club. That won't be necessary. What? It's conceivable that the club might be used again by the smugglers in future. Therefore, the prosecution has been asked not to reveal the name in these proceedings.
I don't know what all the fuss is about. It's right here. All I've got to do is read it out. And I could too. I've got this reading game button up now.
Wait, can she not read?
Can't I show you what I can do? Go on. What's the arm?
The judge hasn't signaled his objection yet. I could try to find out. What should I do? Alright, come on. Nope. Wait and see is never the answer here. We gotta always, like, go charge forward, right? This is a closed court. The proceedings are confidential. There shouldn't be any possibility of the information being leaked. As I explained, there is some possibility of politicians being involved in this affair. The prosecution is rightfully exercising caution, I imagine. What say you, Kazuma? No, my lord. The prosecution has no objection. Wait, you changed your mind? I mean, alright, that works. Kazuma? There's no question that Inspector Gregson was looking into these black market dealings. However, it's not yet been established that he was on that particular trail on the day in question. If the defense requires to know the club's name, the prosecution has no intention of being obstructive.
Right then. I get to show off my reading skills.
Oh, good job, Gina. You can read.
Apparently,
the smuggled goods deal was gonna happen at a gentleman's club called the Grouse.
The Grouse, okay.
Hold it!
The Grouse? What sort of a club is that? I ain't got the foggiest. Clubs ain't exactly my thing. But I am kind of curious.
They're not places where a foreign student like you would be readily admitted. Have you looked in the mirror recently?
I tell you what, me and Chief Inspector Toby could go in undercover.
Wait, now she's become Australian. Damn it. Could you though? And she could send Toby in.
I could pick out a few good marks and see what else I could find out while I was in there.
You know, she's totally becoming Australian now. God save me. I've gone off the rails. I really don't think you should go picking out anything. Anyway, that's where these black market dealings were going to take place, is it?
Yeah, it's gotta be. That's what the lower ranking detectives at the yard reckon.
Yeah, she's just Australian now. It's fine. Says the even lower ranking detective. Alright, let's see.
What else have we got here?
Alright, it was a big job, but the coppers weren't onto it yet.
Hold it!
Alright. So how had Inspector Gregson come to find out about it, in that case?
That's a question, ain't it? Well, I'm just an apprentice, so...
And why didn't he inform Scotland Yard of his findings?
Yeah, that's what I was asking myself. 'Cause, you know, I'm just an apprentice.
When it suits you, yes.
Anyway, the point is, something went on with that club, no question.
You can't say that for certain though, surely? Wait, was she there secretly? Alright, there's witnesses that saw the Reaper at the place too.
Hold it!
Are there?
Lord Van Zieks was at the club? He was. Detectives who visited the club yesterday to make inquiries have confirmed it. Several members report having seen the accused being admitted to the room in question as a guest. Looks like there's no disputing that he was there then.
Well, we know that Lord Van Zieks was investigating Inspector Gregson, don't we? Perhaps he'd already discovered the inspector's secret notebook.
Which led him to the club, you mean? Maybe. Presumably then, there are also eyewitnesses who can testify that Gregson was there? None have been identified at this time, no. So the all-important victim wasn't seen at this mysterious club.
Oi! Why ain't you asking Inspector Lestrade here, eh?
So that's all I've got to work with. Gina's not holding back with that ice-cold stare of hers, is she?
I really don't know what to make of all this.
Lord Van Zieks told us that he was investigating Inspector Gregson, but he never once mentioned that he met the inspector the day before the incident.
You don't think Lord Van Zieks could have been lying to us, do you?
That's not the only way to explain this.
Oh!
If everything Lord Van Zieks has told us is true, then there must be a mistake in this testimony somewhere.
You mean there are details we've yet to uncover?
Exactly. A clue, perhaps, that even Gina hasn't noticed? That's what we should be looking for here. Huh. Okay. So I guess we're probably gonna need to present some evidence. Let's look at our evidence and see what we have. Maybe? Let's see what we have. I don't want to present anything I think on this statement, but okay, oops, not this. We've got no. I think we should look at the new stuff, probably. Gregson's photograph, the crime scene, notice board, no. Identification, maybe? Okay, the new things that we got are... We've got this passport thing. The Sogi papers. This that we looked at already. Passport, autopsy report, and the lucky charm. Let's look at the passport again. Let's look at this. Okay. This is fine. The autopsy report. We didn't look at this yet. I'm scared of this though. You can't find anything out of place. No, okay. Fine. Autopsy report, passport. Should we look at the trunk again, maybe? Maybe. We opened this before, right? Okay. Is it gonna open? I think so. Let's have a look inside. Alright, we were looking at this before. And then what's in here? We've got this. There's something inside. Let's see. Oh, this is the passport. Okay, we already got this pulled out of the trunk. That's fine. So we've got the trunk, and there's also the blood on the side of the trunk. So travel on 31st of October. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this we already got. What else do we have here? Let's look. We looked at... Did we look inside here already? Let me check it out. Okay. No, I want to open it. I'm looking for clues. Yeah, okay. What do we got in here? Okay, I think it's just... Is it just his info? Yes. Alright. Huh. Okay. Alright, so it's nothing here. What else do we have? Red-headed article league, photograph of Mr. Vigil. Well, let's just look at all of them. Because morning of the 31st. Yep. We know that Vigil was there on the morning of the 31st. We got the photograph of him, and there's nothing else. We can't turn this over. We've got a... Just for being redheaded. Well, it was a scam. We've got this thing with like a little scrap on it. And this is from... This dark-suited young man is not in the least bit untrustworthy. That's right, that was his letter of introduction to the guy in the prison, right? I remember that. Yeah, that was like a scam. Oh, there's something in the back here. Oh, we didn't look at this before. Okay. Alright. Okay, this is good. This means we didn't have to look through all the items as well. I'm glad this wasn't like the last item. It's only like the third item.
Oh, it looks like some sort of steamship ticket. The SS Grouse.
There we go.
First class cabin 001. Yokohama departure, 11th of September. London arrival, 1st of November.
Ah, that's the boat that Professor Mikotoba and Judge Jigoku came on from Japan, isn't it? Wait, Grouse was the name of the gentleman's club where they met though, right? Sus.
Yes, I think it called it Dunkirk on the north coast of France for a night, before finally arriving in Dover. I think it's been almost a year since we arrived in Dover on the SS Buria.
Yeah, okay. If this is the Grouse, then there's something sus about this.
It seems a shame not to keep your ticket as a memento of your trip, don't you think? Yes, I agree. I have mine safely in my diary.
So that means probably Mikotoba was also on the ship, the Grouse, with Gregson? No, not Gregson, but Van Zieks. Oh my goodness, we don't know if Gregson was there or not. Okay.
And I keep mine in my wallet, so I have it with me at all times. Oh, well, how strange. Where could it have gone? Are you like this on purpose, Mr. Naruhodo?
Did I imagine it? Or was it that comment accompanied by a little... Or was that comment accompanied by a little sigh? Ah, alright. Okay, it's written on the back of a ticket for passage on a steamship. Alright. That seems promising. Okay, let's see if we can actually, like... Okay, let's see if any of these statements can be disproven, or I should present that steamship ticket at any of these statements. Let's see.
Alright, they're supposed to follow orders.
A little search of the boss's office turned up a notebook. Ah, a gentleman's club called the Grouse. I think this is where we should present the steamship ticket, because that's the one that's called the Grouse. I think that's what we should do. Yes. Let's see. Please, please.
I've read about these clubs that exist here in Britain. As I understand it, they're places where well-to-do gentlemen socialize with friends and colleagues.
Don't imagine for a second that a foreign student like you would be admitted.
Seriously, is your mirror cracked or something? Do we know for sure that the contraband dealings were definitely happening at a club called the Grouse?
And the police are currently looking for evidence, but haven't found anything definitive yet.
And I'm sorry to say that they probably won't.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that the place Inspector Gregson was secretly going to visit on the 31st of October
may not have been a gentleman's club at all.
Oh, because he was going to France and they were stopping in France, right? So maybe that's why he was going to France, is he was going to go meet on that steamship and something.
Let's see. You're showing a very irreverent attitude towards our country's police force there, Counsel. If it wasn't a gentleman's club, then what was it?
Ooh, a steamship.
You think it's a ship?
I have the evidence to prove it. Here.
Let me see that.
Yeah.
This dark-suited young man is not in the least bit untrustworthy.
The other side, my lord.
Be more specific next time. This would appear to be a ticket for passage upon a steamship, yes. The SS Grouse.
Ooh, alright.
Objection!
Ooh, from who? Ooh, Cosmo. So there's a steamship named the Grouse that happens to share a name with the club. But I'm afraid to say, there's a flaw in your logic there.
How?
Look at the ticket. Notice the date of arrival in port. The ship arrived at the port of Dover on 1st of November. The day on which the sound, like a gunshot, was heard on Fresno Street. In other words, on the day in question here, 31st of October, when the victim was on his clandestine mission, that ship hadn't yet docked on British shores.
Yeah, but we got his passport, right? In the evidence, so we can prove that he was going to France.
That would certainly make an undercover investigation somewhat challenging.
Objection!
Yeah, that's right. The fact that the steamship hadn't yet reached Britain substantiates the defense's assertion that the victim was investigating the SS Grouse on the day in question.
Then show your evidence for that assertion.
Very well.
Alright, ooh, alright.
The hammer's coming down.
In that case, counsel for the defense, present your evidence to the court now. Evidence that substantiates your claim that the victim was investigating the SS Grouse on 31st of October.
We got the passport somewhere, don't we? I thought we did.
Is it in the trunk?
Identification, photograph. Oh, here it is. Okay. Take that!
What's this? A passport for travel, issued to the victim.
It is.
Dated 31st of October. What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that just one day before the inspector's body was discovered, there's a distinct possibility he wasn't even in the country.
Dun dun dun!
Oh my god.
Order! Order! This document is for passage to France. It does appear to have been officially authorized.
The day before the SS Grouse arrived at Dover,
It docked on the northern coast of France for a night. According to my father, who was on board at the port of Dunkirk.
Dunkirk, France. What could possibly have taken the victim there? Good question.
Yes.
I'm impressed, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I certainly didn't expect you to get your hands on that passport.
What? You mean you knew about this?
The prosecution strategy for this trial has been laid down by the Crown Prosecution Office. On the day before the incident, the victim was investigating contraband dealings at a London club. That's the outcome of Scotland Yard's investigations, and the line the prosecution has been asked to follow. But personally, I don't agree. Ooh, okay. I think the prosecutor's office is trying to hide something.
What?
And now that you've expertly disproven their assertion, I intend to reveal what I believe that something to be. What are you playing at, Prosecutor Asogi?
A courtroom is a forum for the truth, my lord. Which is why it's my duty to present all the facts, without exception.
Let me guess. This was your intention from the outset, wasn't it?
The reason Inspector Gregson secretly made his way to the steamship docked in France on the day in question was to carry out a mission for the Reaper.
the Reaper. Oh, hold on, I have to stretch. Oh my god, I've been sitting in the same position for too long. Oh my god. Excuse me. I have to wiggle a little bit. There we go.
Order! Order! What on earth are you saying, counsel?
The prosecution made an assertion in court yesterday. Inspector Gregson was investigating the identity of the Reaper. When he discovered the location of the man's secret hideout, he was killed.
Wait, was he killed on that boat, maybe? Does the boat have a refrigerator? Oh no. What? Maybe. Oh, okay.
As I'm sure everyone can imagine, by the Reaper's hand.
Wait, is the Reaper... Professor, is the Reaper... Oh no. Could it be Susato's dad? No, say it ain't so.
But in reality, the truth is the opposite of that. What? Inspector Gregson wasn't investigating the Reaper at all. He was, in fact, acting for the Reaper.
So, you're saying the mission he was undertaking was...
Obviously, an assassination.
No. What? I thought he was getting other people to do the assassinating, right?
Beric Van Zieks never carried out any of the actual killings. Whenever the Reaper's victims lost their lives, he always had a cast-iron alibi. Which tells us that he must have had an accomplice.
And you claim that was Inspector Gregson?
Hold it! What the hell do you think you're saying, eh? My boss would never have done nothing like that.
And yet, when you consider all the facts, it all makes perfect sense.
No, it can't be.
We also arrived at the same conclusion, didn't we? That Inspector Gregson was operating as the Reaper.
Even so, there's no way that the person giving him his orders was Lord Van Zieks.
No, the true Reaper is somebody else.
Beric Van Zieks is not the Reaper.
A predictable response from someone who's advocating for the man.
And even if it's true that Gregson was operating as an agent of the Reaper, the suggestion that he went aboard the SS Grouse on an assassination mission doesn't follow at all.
Oh, you have some solid reason for doubting the assertion, do you, counsel?
Absolutely. It's very simple. On the day in question, nobody was killed aboard that steamship.
Professor Mikotoba and Judge Jigoku were on that very ship. If someone had been assassinated, I'm certain we would have heard about it. What's so funny?
You're right, of course. No suspicious deaths were reported on board the ship. But I think perhaps you've missed the point. That's precisely why Inspector Gregson himself lost his life.
What?
Gregson did board the SS Grouse that night with the intention of dispatching his mark. But his mission ended in failure.
Failure?
It seems that the defense hasn't yet grasped a very important detail here.
What are you talking about? What detail?
Inspector Gina Lestrade,
Eh? What?
the victim's notebook that you read an excerpt from earlier, that doesn't contain details of secret investigations at all. It describes 10 years of assassination plots to be carried out by the Reaper of the Bailey.
You're lying. Even if all them bludgers what got taken out had it coming. The boss want the Reaper. Poor Gina.
There's no question that Tobias Gregson was heavily involved in the Reaper's activities. You may just be an apprentice, but if you spent any time at Scotland Yard, you must have heard rumors.
I ain't heard nothing, and I don't believe a word of it.
Then testify again as a representative of Scotland Yard. Consider it your chance to defend your boss.
I don't.
The unicorn has come down. I concur. The witness will give a new formal testimony. Miss Lestrade, you will tell the court everything you know about Inspector Gregson's secret notebook.
Dun dun dun.
Alright, witness testimony about the secret notebook.
Alright, the Reaper's notebook. Let's talk about it. Yeah, this notebook does have a load of stuff about what the Reaper got up to these past 10 years. Names of victims, dates, and places and stuff. And the last entry in there was 31st of October. They said grouse for the place on that date, and then the name of the mark. There was a note about him being a criminal, what got away from the Reaper in court 10 years ago or something. Well, honest, the boss didn't do none of it. He was just investigating the Reaper, that's all.
Poor Gina. So sweet. Keep personal opinion out of your testimony, witness. We require only established fact here.
Poor girl. This must be so hard for her.
You can't deny it now, surely. Yunosuke Naruhodo.
What can I deny?
The notebook contained the name of the final mark and the location where the assassination would take place. That's information that the victim could only have known if he was working with the Reaper. So, who was to be this final mark? Go ahead, Inspector Lestrade. Read the name for the court. The name that's written alongside the entry that mentions the grouse on the 31st of October.
Eh? Oh, how do you read this then?
Reading's still not her strong suit.
That ain't the problem, alright, Odo. It's a funny name. I ain't English. It's hard to read.
So it's someone from overseas.
Let me have a bash at it. Iro? Is it? Yeah, Seishiro. Jig Oak you? Maybe?
What? It can't be. Seishiro Jigoku.
But that's Judge Jigoku.
Seishiro Jigoku. Certainly not an English name, you're right.
Objection!
What? But that can't be right. I know Judge Jigoku, and I saw him the day before yesterday, here in London. So I know for a fact that the man hasn't been assassinated. As I said, the Reaper failed.
Oh.
Gregson missed his chance to kill his mark and returned to British shores. But the Reaper wouldn't tolerate the mistake, so he killed the inspector. Personally. Is it true? Is it true? The Reaper, of course, being the accused, Barak von Zieks. It's an undeniably logical argument.
Kazuma, you planned for the trial to go this way all along, didn't you?
Hold it!
Ooh, uh-oh. Okay, okay. Ahem. Oh, wow! Oh my god!
The glass of wine has come back. The foot on the desk has come back.
Oh my god. Van Zieks is in top form. Pray, forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice whilst I stand accused of murder. Lord Van Zieks! The accused has no right to speak uninvited in court. You will return to the dock. I say nothing of whether I'm not the Reaper. Of whether or not I'm the Reaper. That's the task of this court to decide. But there is one thing I can say unequivocally. Unequivocally. Ooh! Broken glass. That girl is no detective.
Hi? What?
Sudden idea, I see. I know, right?
No, that's right. I ain't. I'm an inspector.
Repeating rumors heard around the yard. Reading entries from a notebook of unconfirmed origin. That's not testimony. It's practically a script. No doubt the rest of this trial will go exactly as you've clearly planned. Oh, look at the look on this guy's face. Your hatred of me is understandable. In your mind, I'm sure I am the Reaper, who sent your father to the gallows all those years ago. But you're in danger of becoming a far more sinister Reaper yourself. By attempting to have me condemned with this feeble excuse for testimony. Oh my god, okay. What did you say?
Mr. Naruhodo, this is our chance.
My lord,
The defense requests that the defendant be allowed to speak. He may be privy to important information relating to the testimony just given by the witness.
the unicorn. Very well. I'll make an exception and grant the request. The defendant may remain in the witness stand for the cross-examination. Ooh, he's got a glass again. Then allow me to toast the court's impartiality. Don't raise your glass in my direction, sir. Counsel for the defense, begin the cross-examination immediately. What is he doing that for? Oh my god.
At once, my lord.
My goodness. Alright, let's see what we got here. Alright, cross-examination. About the Reaper's notebook. Let's see what we got.
Alright, it does have a lot of stuff about what the Reaper got up to. Let's find out.
In other words, it shows that Gregson was basically acting as the Reaper.
Not you and all. That ain't the only exception, is it? Only explanation, is it? I could have been investigating the Reaper in secret on that notebook, so what we found out.
If I may. When originally people began referring to me as the Reaper, I didn't object. I believed the power to intimidate London's criminal classes into compliance with the law to be beneficial.
But you carried out your own investigations into the true identity of the Reaper, didn't you?
Yes. And those investigations proved conclusively that Gregson was one arm of the Reaper.
One arm? What are you on about?
The Reaper's victims were all extremely shrewd criminals at the top of their game. There's simply no way one person could have taken them on alone. The Reaper is an organization. With you at its head? No comment. Okay. I had spies at the yard, keeping me abreast of Gregson's movements, letting me know when he was elsewhere. so I'd been able to check the most recent entry in his book. I knew the location.
You knew it said grouse?
Believing it to be a reference to the Gentleman's Club, I went there on the day in question to investigate. Alone.
Ah, so that explains why several members of the club claim to have seen you there.
But of course, the inspector was not there. Because at the time he was making his way to the steamship docked on the northern coast of France, as shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk. Very well then, back to your testimony about the contents of this notebook.
Fine. Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? You seemed a little shocked by something a moment ago.
Oh, no, it's all right. I'm overthinking this, aren't I? Alright, next one. Names of victims, dates and places and stuff, and last entry was 31st of October.
Hold it!
Alright, hold it. Names of victims, dates, places and stuff? What in particular?
Well, besides the victims' names, this other name kept cropping up.
What other name was that?
Well, it's the one I told you yesterday. The same name, written over and over again.
You mean...
Asa-shin? Yeah, that's the one. She's a friend of yours or something, isn't she? Ah, hi Sarunoni, how are you?
Good evening. Were you even listening yesterday?
Happy Sunday.
Asa Shin, the assassin.
What? Like, a killer, you mean?
Gregson was the tactician, the one who came up with the plan of attack. He investigated the marks thoroughly, finding out when they would be vulnerable and who to use to get at them.
But the person actually executing his plans was someone else, you're saying? If that's true, then the Reaper does indeed start to sound like an organized group of vigilantes.
Oh, then perhaps what it said on the passport document. Permission for the applicant and one additional person to travel. Could that additional person have been...
Clearly, the assassin, who was meant to take Seishiro Jugoku's life.
Wait, is it Gina? Is Gina the new assassin?
No.
Say it ain't so. Gina, can you confirm that? Against the final entry that listed Grouse and Seishiro Jigoku, what name was written?
Oh, well, that's the only entry that didn't have a name next to it, as it happens.
What?
It just had like a question mark or something there, I think.
In other words, Gregson himself didn't know the identity of the assassin in that case.
But Gregson was the one making the plans, was he not?
Oh,
How infuriating.
yeah, how are you doing, Sarunoni? A nameless assassin.
But who? But who?
Alright. More about the grouse. Okay, let's see. More information, please. And you're saying that the mark listed was Seishiro Jigoku.
That's what we said. Funny name if you ask me. And I thought your name was old.
So pleased to have lost my crown there. Mr. Jigoku is the presiding judge of Japan's Supreme Court of Judicature. Stayed up late pinching a show and need a nap today. I needed a nap today. I slept really late, but I'm still tired. Oh god, I just yawned. Okay. That was a self-fulfilling yawn, I think. I feel you. Now I'm staying up late again.
I remember the man. He came to our country as a visiting student 16 years ago.
Studying international law and diplomacy under your tutelage, Lord Stronghart.
That bearded young fellow was a very able young man, I must say.
So Lord Strongheart was Judge Jigoku's mentor.
If I'm not mistaken, he returned to Japan 10 years ago now.
10 years ago, after that fateful case.
Precisely.
In the aftermath of the Professor case, his repatriation was organized immediately. It's a mystery why such a man would be listed in the inspector's notebook.
I didn't think it was possible, but the mood in years got even worse now. Maybe I'll just keep talking.
Alright, next one. We're just gonna keep pressing all these statements. Alright. Let's see.
What do you mean, a criminal? Judge Jigoku is no criminal. Well, don't ask me. I don't know nothing about it. Oh, do you remember what Father told us? That Judge Jigoku did once appear in court here in Britain. It was related to the Professor case, I'm sure.
Yes, of course, you're right. Ooh. Seishiro was trying to mitigate Genshin's guilt, so he took the stand to testify. But he got a little carried away and actually managed to break the witness stand. He also said some contemptuous words about the British Empire, for which he was charged.
Oh, okay. So maybe he was getting murdered by the Reaper for that? I don't know.
It was a pitiful situation, yes. I'd forgotten all about it, but I prosecuted that trial too, as it happens.
You did?
It was considered to be an adjunct to the Professor proceedings, you see. But he was acquitted after being told to make reparation for the damage caused to the stand.
And there you have it.
Have what? Surely the accused hasn't forgotten his own rule. That there's no saving anyone who faces the Reaper in court, guilty or innocent alike.
Well, no! Are you suggesting that the reason Judge Jigoku was targeted for assassination?
The man was sent back to Japan immediately after that trial. The Reaper had no time to do his work. But then, 10 years later, the mark returns to Britain once more.
Ooh, dun dun dun! Yeah, except it's right. Although not all of them, because like the Irish guy got murdered afterwards, right? So far, the only one that's gotten off is Gina, I think.
But maybe Gina's the new assassin.
Yeah. He kind of deserved it. The Irish guy, yeah.
Perhaps now you start to see just how vindictive the Reaper is.
Come on, that's absurd. To take someone's life for that?
Isn't the whole premise of the Reaper absurd? Killing those who have been found innocent? Clearly, the rules by which the man operates are beyond a sane person's comprehension.
But... Objection?
Wait.
Right, I've had just about enough of this. Gina? All this nonsense about the boss planning to kill some people. It's cobblers. Come on, Odo.
Yes?
She's so mad. Why aren't you saying nothing? Why aren't you yelling out objection or something?
What?
You've got to find a flaw. You do usually. Someone's lying here. No question. You've got to work out who it is. Please. For the boss. Gina.
That outburst was an insult to the court and to your own testimony.
I know, poor Gina.
I might have known that a common pickpocket from the back slums couldn't make a detective.
Oh, poor Gina.
When this trial is over, you will forfeit your warrant card, Miss Lestrade. Is that clear?
I've had it with a whole lot of you. It's lies every bleeding place you look in this world, isn't it? Well, I've had enough. Gina.
Oh, Sarunoni, I'm more than familiar with Gapmo. It's that irresistible charm that comes from a character's contrasting qualities. Like being adorable but also a bit mischievous, just like me, right?
Right?
Sparky knows all, truly.
So have I. After that little speech of Gina's, I've made up my mind. To do what, Mr. Naruhodo? There was one point in this cross-examination when something that was said just didn't sit right with me. One statement that seemed odd. Do you mean? I'm not gonna let Gina's plea for help fall on deaf ears.
Ooh, okay. Alright, you gotta find a flaw somewhere. Alright. I'm gonna keep pressing her. Come on. I don't know about what, though.
I want to thank you, Gina. You helped me find my resolve.
What do you mean?
Amongst everything we've heard during this cross-examination, there's one thing that defies explanation. One inconsistency.
What? An inconsistency?
Really, Odo? I don't quite know what it means yet, but... Yes, there's an inconsistency in something that was said by...
I don't know. Okay, so the only people that have said things are this guy, I don't know either. Can we look at the history? Okay. Scroll back. How far back can we go? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, that's it? That's it? Oh, man, okay.
The only thing that we haven't really figured out yet is there's like the, that trunk has like blood on it. But that's the only thing we haven't figured out about the evidence that we have, but I'm not sure how that relates to the people. The only people that have been talking are I don't think it's Susato. He hasn't been talking. He's been talking, but I don't think he's involved. So I think it has to either be Van Zieks, Lestrade, or Kazuma? I don't know. Could it be Kazuma? Is there something he said that we didn't... But I don't know, I didn't see anything, but he's been like the one that's been positing a bunch of like stuff lately. No one else has been talking, so I don't think it's anyone else here. It could be, it could be Gina, but I don't feel like Gina's said a lot of substance. So I think it has to be either Kazuma or maybe Van Zieks? Maybe, let's try Van Zieks. Maybe? I don't know.
Of course. By you, Lord Van Zieks.
Me? What?
Your face has turned ashen. How could he know? Is that what you're thinking?
If my face has turned ashen, it's because I'm thinking, how could he?
Oh, okay, this doesn't seem promising. Okay. Yep, okay, this was not correct.
I don't know where you're going with this, but maybe the evidence you're obviously about to show the court will clarify.
Ooh, okay. Maybe? Okay. In that case, the defense will present evidence to substantiate its claim. To which piece of evidence does this alleged inconsistency relate? Okay. I don't know. The only thing we haven't figured out yet is like the trunk and then the papers. I don't know. I'm just gonna say the trunk because that's the only thing I know about. We'll see, we'll see. But it seems like it's going forward, so maybe that's promising. Okay. I have no idea how this is actually related. It's just like the chunk's the only thing we haven't figured out. Yeah, maybe it's gonna maybe? We'll see. I'd hope not to have to present this evidence, but you leave me no choice. What do you say to this, Lord Van Zieks? Okay, he's not that impressed, so... Oh, okay. Oh, no. No, okay, that's incorrect. Your feelings were correct. Presenting that evidence was a mistake. I suggest you withdraw it. Sorry? Good advice. Because you've turned decidedly ashen. Yeah! Alright, so maybe it's something to do with Kazuma and the trunk? But why? How could he be? I want to look at the trunk again. Alright, hold on. Fingers crossed. Okay. I think this line of argument has run its course. I suggest you learn from your mistakes before you make a fatal one in the eyes of the Reaper.
I'd better listen very carefully to the testimony again.
Alright. Let's look at the... I want to look at the trunk again.
So that's what we have to work with. It may help us that Lord Van Zieks is in the stand too.
Yes, perhaps. I'm sure Gina knows nothing she hasn't already told us. There's no point trying to get more out of her. Yeah, that didn't take any lives? That's weird. I mean, I'll take it.
Did you notice how Kazuma-sama reacted to Lord Van Zieks' words? When he called himself an even more sinister Reaper, you mean?
Oh, okay. It's gotta be Kazuma then, that we have to point to.
Well, I'm sure Kazuma intends to eliminate any shred of doubt that the man is guilty. He's looking for revenge against the person he considers to be his father's killer, after all. I do worry that if we fail to find a discrepancy in this testimony somewhere, the trial may end and adjudication won't go in our favor. Let's listen carefully again to what everybody is saying.
Alright. So I think we have to go to the end again. Yeah. And then let's see. Okay. I want to look at the first we'll press her here. This is what we did before. Yes, you want to thank you. Help you find my resolve, blah blah blah. Going well, etc. etc. Okay, so I think we have to say it's Kazuma this time. Because they were giving hints about that. Susato-san gave us hints, so I think it has to be Kazuma. Alright. Let's see. I don't know. Okay, blah 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 blah. Here we go. There's an inconsistency in something that was said by... It has to be you! It has to be you.
Take that! Okay.
By you, Kazuma Asogi. Me? Is this some attempt at filibustering, counsel? Prosecutor Asogi has given no testimony. What are you suggesting I said that was inconsistent?
You let something slip that you shouldn't have. When I present the relevant piece of evidence, I imagine you'll realize what you've done.
Very well then, counsel. Go ahead. What evidence reveals this alleged inconsistency in something Prosecutor Asogi has said? I still think it's gotta be the trunk, because that's the only thing we haven't done anything with, and that's the only thing that's like related to... Let's examine it again. We've got this thing on the side, and we've got the blood here. I don't think the blood... What was this again? I'm gonna look at this part again. A huge gash across the side of the trunk here. It's gone right through the leather and into the metal behind. For a metal chest like this to have been so badly damaged, whatever made the gash must have struck the side of the trunk with considerable force. Thank you so much for the raid, XSL. Hello. Welcome, raiders. How are you all doing?
Thank you for the raid. Exakef _ here. Welcome, everyone. I hope you're all ready for some foxy fun and lots of corn cravings.
Indeed. Alright, let me give you a shout out.
Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Zimwen. Thank you, thank you. What do we got?
And that's a buying it.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, how are you doing? How was your stream? I knew you were streaming for a while. Yeah, welcome Raiders. I'm Murasaki Mio, and right now we're doing Ace Attorney. We're working on the final case in Ace Attorney Chronicles, and it's very dramatic right now. But yeah, mostly I do like chill games, and oh, I have some redeems like the one that Erlingshin has just redeemed, so let me do this. Thank you so much for the redeem, Erlingshin. Hello. All right, we're back. We're back. Oh my god. Okay, but I am not back. So hold on. Let me relaunch myself. Yeah, it was just that powerful, indeed. You guys can hear me now, right? But yeah, sorry about that. That means I'll let me redo it. I have to restart VTube Studio. I closed it because before I had a problem where it was doing this, but I should come back shortly, quite shortly. All right, let me restart one more thing, and then I think we should be ready. One more thing. I have to restart VBridger as well. But yeah, okay. All right. Oh, Bunny, thank you so much for the gift sub. My goodness. All right, we're here. Okay, I think everything's working again. All right, let me do the let me do the live Ara redeem. Okay, hold on just 1 second. Ara. I hope that was okay. But yeah, Bunny, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gift sub. That's very kind of you. Howdy, relation. Yeah, alright, we're back. Refreshing even. Nice. But yeah, alright, let's see here. I think if I'm looking at this, I think maybe it was Kazuma's sword that cut this. Maybe it was his sword, right? Could it be? Alright, let's find out. I think this is gotta be it. I don't know how it's actually related, but maybe it could be. Alright, this is a trunk that belonged to Inspector Gregson.
A metal construction, is it? It's certainly very heavy. What's this? A blood stain? A relatively fresh one, too.
What? You mean that ain't Grace from all the boss's fish and chips?
Fresh blood on the inspector's trunk. That suggests that the victim was traveling with that luggage when he was killed. That can't be. There was no mention of any trunk in Scotland Yard's report.
Yes, there's a reason for that. Immediately after the inspector's body was discovered, one of the street peddlers made off with the trunk, hoping to sell it.
But I found it. Me, with me nose for trouble.
Wow, XSL, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gift sub. That's very sweet. Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. Wow. Wow, you guys are so sweet to me. Thank you so much. I know, these dang peddlers, right? Which means that nobody should have known anything about the trunk. Unless, of course, we're talking about somebody who was present when the victim was killed. Oh no. And yet, during the cross-examination of the witness just now, you said this, Kazuma.
Alright, we're gonna find out what the inconsistency was now.
Because at the time he was making his way to the steamship docked on the northern coast of France.
As shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk.
Wait, he didn't know about the... Oh, he didn't know about the trunk. Maybe? Maybe. So the question is, how did you know about the inspector's trunk? Ah, okay, yeah, he didn't know about it. Alright. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for the gift subs today, by the way. Yeah, it was too kind. I really appreciate it a lot. Kazuma, maybe is he the murderer? Oh my god, no, say it ain't so. We know the man went on a trip to France. Where else would he have put his passport?
Objection!
Yeah, objection, that's right. But you knew it was a metal trunk. Answer me honestly, Kazuma. On the 31st of October, where exactly were you? Oh my goodness. Dun dun dun. At the port of Dunkirk, on board the SS Grouse. He was there. Is that the answer you're looking for, Ryunosuke? I was dressed as a spooky ghost.
Indeed.
Kazuma, what did you... Oh my god, the drama. The drama. I hadn't considered the possibility before, but... if Kazuma was there on the ship, then it can only have been for one purpose. Oh no, Mr. Naruhodo, surely you don't think...
Come on, Ryunosuke. You know the rules.
The only thing that really talks in the courtroom is hard evidence. And so do I. Yeah. As I understand it, Inspector Gregson always took that case with him when he traveled.
So as it stands, you've proved nothing.
Yeah, but what about the cut on the side? Kazuma. Are you challenging me to prove it beyond all reasonable doubt? That you were there that day, in the same place as the inspector?
He was there? With Gregson?
There's a clue that you've overlooked. A secret that trunk can tell us. I can't be sure at this point. I'll need to verify it. But I have a nasty feeling that I'm gonna be right.
The unicorns, come down. The accusation being made is deeply disturbing, but nevertheless, we must test it. The defense will identify for the court where in the trunk this alleged clue is to be found. Where is the evidence that ties Prosecutor Asogi to Inspector Gregson? It's gotta be, here, right? This is... yeah, this has to be it, right? Okay. Yeah, I shouldn't have clicked on that. I don't need to do the whole explanation again. I just had to present it. I think. Alright, has to be here, right?
Got it!
Got it. Yeah.
This is your proof? What do you say to that, Prosecutor Asogi? Personally, I think tying the defense counsel to the inspector's trunk and tossing it in the sea— oh no! Okay, that wasn't it. Huh? Okay, is it something inside the trunk? Crap, okay. At least that way, London's courtrooms will be safe from his destructive accusations.
I believe that was a rather long-winded way of telling you that you're wrong, Mr. Naruhodo.
Very well, then let us see if you sink or swim under the weight of this penalty, counsel.
Oh no! Ah! I got slammed against the back.
Mr. Naruhodo, you can't allow yourself to be drowned at sea yet.
I was hoping never to let that happen, funnily enough. Ooh, okay. The defense will identify for the court where in the trunk this alleged clue is to be found. Okay, I guess we better look a little closer. Oh my goodness. Can we open it? Okay, let's see what's in here. Okay, what do we got? Oh, okay. Aha, there's a piece sticking out here. Okay, I think this is... I still think it's this thing, but it's gotta be this piece that's sticking out. Ah, there's something stuck in the side of the trunk there. Aha! It looks like a fragment of metal of some sort, but it's wedged in so tightly, I can't remove it. Ah, alright, better leave it. Oh, okay. It's gotta be this then.
Got it. Yeah. Okay.
There's a small piece of metal lodged in the wall of the trunk here, like the tip of a blade.
A blade?
Kazuma, slung around your waist as ever today, is the esteemed blade Karuma.
Ooh, he has it. Of course it is.
Won't you draw it? Here in this courtroom. For all to see.
Dun dun dun! Exercise caution. Caution, my learned friend. That man is the son of London's most notorious killer. Bailiff, watch Prosecutor Asogi like a hawk. That won't be necessary. There it is. And... oh my god.
Oh no!
Wait, but here's the tip. Is broken!
If the fragment of metal from the trunk fits together with the end of the sword, the question of who was there with Inspector Gregson will be answered. Agreed, Kazuma Asogi?
Yeah, exactly, now we care. This is dramatic though, my goodness. Expertly done, Ryunosuke. That's a point to you, and well deserved. Do you mean to tell the court, Prosecutor Asogi? Yeah, this is so drama, right? Yes. On 31st of October, I accompanied Inspector Gregson to Dunkirk in order to carry out a mission.
So, the additional person authorized to travel
was me. And the mission was the assassination of the Mark.
What? No! Say it ain't so! At least it didn't happen on 31st of September.
Yeah, it didn't.
Oh my god. You mean, you're the killer whose name was omitted from this notebook? You were following the Reaper's orders to dispatch Judge Jigoku?
Oh my god. Let me make one thing perfectly clear. I've killed no one. Explain. I accepted the assassination mission, yes. And I accompanied Gregson to Dunkirk. Yeah, exactly. One hellish judge, yes. But I never had any intention of carrying out the plan.
You were never going to do it?
We can believe Kazuma-sama. I'm sure. After all, Judge Jigoku arrived safely in London the following day.
Wait, was he like being a double agent? Maybe he was being a double agent. On the 31st, I boarded a train from London with Inspector Gregson. We traveled to Dover, from where we crossed the channel to Dunkirk. Then we boarded the SS Grouse and made for the cabin deck, as indicated in the plan.
You went to Judge Jigoku's cabin?
Exactly. He wasn't there, though. We decided to wait, but
you've already told us you had no intention of going through with it anyway.
I didn't come to Great Britain to take anyone's life. So I left Gregson and disembarked the ship.
Wait, but what about how did his sword get broken?
I spent that night at a boarding house in the town and returned to England the following morning.
A boarding house in Dunkirk?
My signature will be in the register book. It would be simple enough to verify. Not that simple, because, like, you gotta go all the way to France to check it. Then, what became of Jigoku? Gregson was no assassin, so the mark was spared. I'm sure it's easy enough to imagine what happened after that. Gregson returned to England as well, having failed to complete the mission. He met with the Reaper in that room on Fresno Street to report the failure, causing the infuriated mastermind to pull the trigger. But? And end his wretched agent's life. Dramatic. That's the real truth behind Inspector Gregson's murder.
Oh yeah, and XSL, I know you've been streaming a long time. I didn't mention this, but I'm sure if you need to go or like get some food or drink or whatever, like please feel free. I really appreciate their raid, so thank you so much.
I was just like so obsessed with the case. We're in such a dramatic part. I forgot to do like the whole thing, so yeah, thank you so much. That's the real truth behind Inspector Gregson's murder.
Objection!
Oh, another objection. Okay.
But if you did nothing, as you claim, how did the tip of your sword come to be lodged in the inspector's trunk?
Exactly. I don't need to answer that.
Yes, you do. This is a court of law, buddy.
The victim was killed by a gunshot. A small fragment of a Japanese blade isn't relevant to the case. And accordingly, I choose to exercise my right to silence on that matter.
When this section ends, I think I'll end the stream though, so it won't be too much longer, I think.
It seems like we're wrapping up.
And then I think we'll be about halfway through this, or at least one section through this last case, so then we should be able to finish the case next Sunday, which will be really exciting, and that'll be the end.
Be that as it may, the court will sequester the sword as evidence. As you wish, my lord.
The greatsword Karuma has been entered into the court record. Wow. We got possession of it again. Woo.
We must take immediate action now to verify whether Seishiro Jigoku remains unharmed.
Yeah, we haven't seen him, right? We haven't seen him in a while. And like, wait, what happened? Like, Mikotoba-san and Seishiro Jigoku both were out all night last night. What were they doing? I don't know. It's a mystery. Wait, let's look at the... I want to look at the sword since we have time here. Let's check it out. What do we got? The feelers of justice are tied onto the sword, it seems. Karuma, the great blade. It's such a thing of beauty. I want to gaze on it for hours. They went to see Dead Mouse. It's possible. You know, that was what happened last night.
Ooh, we got the tip here. Let's see. The tip of the great sword. Broken.
Yeah, that's brutal. It's been in this family for like generations, right? Yeah.
Such a shame. It's been so meticulously cared for over the years.
Yeah, they came all the way to England just to party it up.
I can almost hear Karuma's sobs. Kazuma must have really taken a swing for that to happen.
Alright, anything else? Can we turn it around? Anything here on the end here? Can't find anything out of place. Alright, what about... That's right. Ancient heirloom katakana versus British luggage. That British luggage was pretty sturdy, you gotta say. Anything else here? Alright, maybe that's it. Alright, let's go back then. Alright. So we have to see what happened.
What remains unharmed?
Yes, he's still okay? Because we know there's like a murderer out to get him, right?
I agree. That should be our first priority.
Yeah, it's not made for cutting metal, it's made for cutting people. So,
It's recently come to my attention that he hasn't been seen since yesterday. How did you... When a foreign dignitary invited to Great Britain goes missing for 24 hours, it's only natural that the question of his safety should arise.
You don't mean to say...
that you think Judge Jigoku may have been killed. Oh, you think the blade would have held up even against the metal luggage of that era? I don't know. I wonder. Because it seemed pretty sturdy. Like, pretty thick metal. But... And I felt like usually the blades were, like, pretty thin. But maybe. Maybe. True, true. Yeah, the tip... You might know better than me. The Reaper has more than one assassin at his disposal. And he has the power and influence to give orders from the inside of a prison cell. Isn't that right, Lord Van Zeeks? He's got the booze again. If I were truly the Reaper, I'd be able to tell you. The drama! The drama! Oh my goodness. Order! Order! Order in the court! We will take an emergency recess for 30 minutes. Now? Guests of the symposium have been told to maintain regular contact with the organizer's office. Too much sass, yeah. Too many weapons in the court. Or not enough weapons in the court since one's been confiscated now. If the man can't be located within half an hour... Oh, you tipped the pairing. Oh, it's a bummer. We will have to assume the worst.
Oh no, not Judge Jigoku.
No one would want to kill a harmless Japanese man who'd only just arrived in the country. Would they? Except, that is... for the Reaper, wanting to finish off a mark that slipped through the net 10 years ago. I would have to agree. Oh, okay, that's good. So it wasn't like too much, but still, that must have been like a no, like a horrors moment. Mr. Naruhodo, for the defense's sake.
My lord.
I sincerely hope we are successful. Yeah, exactly. It took me so long to realize that it's actually like the shape of someone doing the thing. Yeah, it took me like months and months and months to realize that's what Ors was. I thought it was just like a sound that you made. I mean, I think it kind of is, but then, yeah. Anyway. If we're unable to confirm Mr. Jigoku's healthy existence in the next 30 minutes, you will face grave difficulties. Yeah. I think Ors was like the first time I really like encountered something like that, so... And no one explained it to me, so... Court is adjourned for 30 minutes. Ooh, alright. This seems like it will be about the spot to stop, but we'll see. I think there'll be some conversation, maybe? Here we go, okay.
Kazuma-sama, the Reaper's assassin. I feel like as though I'm in a nightmare.
I can hardly believe it either.
But on the other hand, Kazuma isn't in the habit of making up stories.
What? It sounded like he was being a double agent. So, we'll see.
I have such a terrible sense of foreboding.
I can't believe that like the feelers of justice would be evil.
Something awful has happened to Judge Jigoku. Then I feel as though things will only spiral further and further out of control.
I felt it from the moment I stepped into the courthouse this morning. Ooh. The music. It's more foreboding than usual. That strange sensation that we were careening towards a foregone conclusion. Or careering? Okay, careering.
Well, in the worst case, we might only have 30 minutes left. Unfortunately, though, I don't think there's anything we can do but wait now. We're out of options. Actually, there may be one last hand we can play. Or rather, one last ear.
Of course! The little Mr. Sholmes doll that Iris gave us. Wait, what is that actually gonna do? I don't know. I don't know what she's up to either.
If for some reason you completely run out of options in the trial today, then just pull this little Hurley's ears as hard as you possibly can.
Alright, let's see. Perhaps now is the time. What should I do? Pull Hurley's ears or not? Come on, we gotta pull it. Pull it.
Here goes then.
Oh, here goes then. I'm gonna do it.
Good luck, Mr. Naruhodo.
No looking back. Hey! What happened?
That scream. It sounded like Mr. Sholmes.
Mr. Sholmes? Where are you? Here, my dear fellow. Here! It's the felt doll talking.
Pull the ears again, Mr. Naruhodo, as hard as you can.
Alright then. I'll put all my strength into it. Wait, is there just like randomly magic now somehow? Hey! Sadist! Ow! Please, sadist! Yeah. Please, my dear fellows. You don't need to pull my ear off.
Mr. Sholmes, where are you?
I know. Yeah, just about, right? Myself and my trusty partner. Ooh, he's on a ship. Are presently in the first class cabin area of the SS Grouse. A little hat like that? Wait. Like Sholmes' hat? The SS Grouse? She left Dover last night, after the final pieces of cargo were loaded. Oh, he's got it like... Oh, is it like a walkie-talkie? Is that what it is? It's like a little... It's like a little walkie-talkie thing. Oh my goodness. We're currently docked at Dunkirk, but due to be underway again in half an hour. Yeah. Definitely not. That would be fun to have. You've taken a ship to France? Please, even with my athletic prowess, I would struggle to jump the Straits of Dover. After we left Baker Street last night, we hurried by cab to the station and by train to the port. I would love to have a Sherlock Holmes cap. In order to board this vessel in time. So, you mean you'd already worked it out? That the steamship was where everything really took place? New channel point redeem, VTuber cosplay. Oh my god. I could make a whole outfit for myself here. That would be amazing, actually. Mr. Too bad this is like the last game though in this or it's the last trial in this game. Because otherwise I don't think it'll be worth it. Mr. Naruhodo, pray, what is my name? Herlock Sholmes. Wait, did I mess something up? Oh, anyway. Herlock Sholmes, world-famous great detective. Recited to perfection. Well done. I think I swapped them there. Sorry about that.
You're a genius, Mr. Sholmes.
That's the only word for it. Wait, look, it's like pulling on his ear. Oh my goodness. What would I... Well, I think like the Sherlock Holmes costume would be great. Yeah, the Herlock Sholmes costume would be great. But because I'm almost done with this game, then I wouldn't get a chance to wear it. Ooh. Yeah, I started playing Hades. I haven't finished it still. I got like a little distracted. I know Hades like 2 is coming out as well. There's some really good costumes for that one. I will have to consider this. Stardew cosplay? Miss Susato, gently with his genius's ear, please.
Oh, my, I'm ever so sorry.
If I may, Sholmes? Wait, who is this? Ah, there you are, Mikotoba. You may remember that it was in fact I who made the connection to the SS Grouse.
at Scotland Yard yesterday when we examined that notebook and I recalled my steamship ticket. Oh, yeah, for the update, that would be good. I saw there was like a leak for, only for Sebastian, right? They had like a little preview. He put like a little preview of Sebastian's winter clothes. That was the only one. But we'll see maybe. If more comes out, that would be good. But of course it was, my dear fellow. And not once did I controvert that fact. I merely had our court-bound companions utter my name. Yes, you did, didn't you?
We've just entered a recess. The trial resumes in 30 minutes from now. And if we're unable to present any new leads, then I'm afraid to say.
Do not fret, please. It's for precisely that purpose that my partner and I have made this journey. I have no doubt we shall have welcome news for you within the half hour.
Ah, thank you, Mr. Sholmes. That would be wonderful.
Until later, then.
Yes, you'll be hearing from us if you're not in touch first.
Ow, 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 ow! I shan't be hearing anything if you keep tugging my ear in that mindless fashion. Whatever was the idea behind making a receiver operated in that way in the first place, Sholmes? Why the deuce would I know? It's Iris's invention, not mine. Oh my goodness, so funny. Whilst I know how much you enjoy being the hero of the hour, Sholmes, we have but half that now, before the grouse puts to sea again. Iris is also a witch doctor. Yeah, basically, there's no explanation for that. If we don't conclude our investigations rapidly, we shall find ourselves in Naples before long. There are times, Mikotoba, when you make a surprising amount of sense. So, let us begin. Bum, bum, bum. Wait, is this the same guy from the SS Buria, right? I have heard that Naples is delightful. Ooh, okay, what do we got here? First class cabin number 2. Yes, this is the one. I would love to visit. One day. But I don't believe an investigation of the cabin is going to be plain sailing. We've got crop top guard here. That crewman standing in front of the door is an angry-looking fellow. They definitely just reused the backdrop from the SS Buria. Why are you loitering here? Who are you? My dear fellow, do you not recognize a world-famous great detective when you see one? The question really ought to be, who are you? Do you not recognize world-traveling great sailor... Wait, Chicken Stroganoff? What's Chicken Stroganoff? Chicken... Oh my god! Chicken Stroganoff. Oh, Jesus. When you see... He's got his... Wait, he's just Sholmes written on his arm. Great detective? Ha! I don't think so. Amazing. Do you see that, Mikotoba? It would appear that this man is a devoted follower of mine. Goodness me, is that a tattoo that says Sholmes? I must say, whilst such adoration is flattering, naturally, it does leave me a little cold. What are you talking about? Leave, now! How distressing. My loyal devotee knows me only by name and not by appearance. And yet, I already know a great deal about you, sir. You have a brother, I believe? Like yourself, he's a shipman. Currently traveling the world, aboard a Russian steamship, in fact. How could you know this? That's right. Elementary, my dear Mikotoba. I'm sure it was. 3 days ago, I was bound for London aboard this ship, you see. We're looking for one of my fellow passengers, a man by the name of Jigoku. There is no one with this name on board. But we know that he purchased a ticket for passage. Yeah, they're brothers. So convenient, they can reuse the model, I think. Save some money. Ah, you mean Eastern Man. He left ship 2 hours ago. Here at Dunkirk. He said something about emergency, I think. What? Are you sure? So, Seishiro's realized that we're after him, has he? This captain is the one behind you. We should like to investigate, please. No! I have orders not to let even mouse inside. Yeah. I like it, I like it. Mikotoba, be a good man and draw the sailor's attention away, would you? Make up some excuse so that he leaves the area. Like, he's right there. I think he heard you. Doesn't great detective see that even sailors have ears, both left and right? Curses! The plan is ruined! And you only have yourself to blame, I'm afraid, Sholmes. Forget it. Cabin door is locked. Even if I am not here, you cannot get inside. I mean, I'm pretty sure Sholmes can pick any lock. Mikotoba, I'm sure you haven't forgotten about my... haven't forgotten my special talent, have you? Opening any lock? Within a mere 5 seconds. So if you'd be so kind as to afford me the requisite time, old friend, in your typical accommodating manner. Your special talent. How could I refuse such a typically unappealing request, old friend? So, I need to distract that burly sailor for 5 seconds, do I? Good man. So, the game is afoot. Okay, I think this is where we're gonna stop for tonight. Because it is pretty late. I don't have to work tomorrow, but it's still pretty late, so I think it's a good kind of stopping place. And I also want to leave enough of the rest of the... I don't think we're gonna make it to the end of the story tonight, so I want to leave some for next week, and we'll finish everything next week. So exciting. But yeah, I think that'll be it for tonight. Let me save this if I can. Save. All right. Yes. Overwrite. Ha ha ha. Right. Yeah. This has been quite exciting. All right. Let's save one more time because I'm overly paranoid. I think it's fine though. But it asks me, so of course I'm gonna say yes. Alright, I think that'll be it for tonight. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. And thank you so much, Bunny and XSL, for the gift subs. And thank you, XSL, for the raid today. It was really nice. And I appreciate it very much. Let me see who is on that I can raid. Alright, we're gonna see who's on. Oh, it's Carmi's birthday celebration. We have... Yeah. I think so too. Yeah, that's right. She delayed it, so... Okay, we're gonna raid Carmi. And it's her birthday celebration, so please, let's not do the typical raid, but instead just say, like, happy birthday, Carmi, when you go in, and I think that would be very sweet. So, yeah. If you guys can all say happy birthday to Carmi, because she is a very sweet little piggy VTuber. And yeah, that would be great. So you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. And I might stream tomorrow because I have the day off. I have some like Halloween games that I kind of want to start playing, so I might do that. We'll see. Otherwise, I'm going to sleep in late and have a good Monday. But yeah, alright, I'll talk to you guys soon. And yeah, don't forget, say happy birthday to Carmi. Okay, bye!